I'm ready.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Capes, Cows, and Close. You know what? No.
I feel like you should have paused.
That was wrong. That was wrong. This isn't just a regular episode of Capes, Cows, and Close Calls, Sean. It's not just another episode.
Should we do like a montage of all your hair?
No, we shouldn't. Sounds terrible. No. This, Sean, this is a very, very special episode of Capes, Cows, and Close Calls. Because this is the All-Star Extravaganza. Why are you laughing so much? What's so funny?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
The All-Star. I feel like you were building up to a cooler name than the All-Star Extravaganza.
Come up with a cooler name right now. I'll give you 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
25.
Just say the. This is the episode.
What?
The one we've been waiting for. Season 5.
No. We don't have seasons.
I've been naming seasons as we've been going along.
You've been making up the shit as we go along.
This whole thing is made up.
You can't just
Listen,
start
I
throwing
think this
random
is-
seasons.
I'm pretty sure I've gone in order.
I don't think
I'm pretty
you
sure I've
have.
gotten to 5.
I don't think you have. I'm pretty sure we're on like 3.
What if we both say the intro together?
All right, let's try it. You ready?
We're gonna be so out of sync.
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
try to do it like you though. All right.
All right, ready?
You bringing high energy?
I'm bringing in medium energy because if we both bring high, then it'll be too much. We don't want to overwhelm the people.
Are we gonna end
If we
at close calls?
if we
'Cause
both
we can't
come-
introduce each other.
Oh shit. So if we both I'll introduce you. You'll introduce me.
But I don't get like a fun thing in between your names.
Well, you got to figure that out. See, I do it every episode, Sean.
You say
Sometimes I
the
do
same
Irish-
one most of the time.
Sometimes I do
Most
Irish.
of the
Most
time,
of the
same.
time I do Irishman, but sometimes I mix it up.
Can I
throw
make
some
you
different
Irish?
stuff in there? No, I'm not Irish.
But like,
No,
I mean, like funny.
would it though?
I mean, like not laugh, ha ha, funny.
How long has this been going on for? What does the recorder say? How many minutes have we been doing this nonsense?
We're about to have 4 minutes.
That's fucking ridiculous.
This is the best intro ever.
No, it's not. Are you ready?
It's like, you know how like the Simpsons entry is like always different?
Yes,
It's like that.
I guess so.
This is like a special
I
one.
applaud
Like
you.
for the Simpsons movie, they do like a special. Like this is our special because this is our Simpsons movie.
Okay. I applaud you for comparing us to The Simpsons, the longest running cartoon of all time.
I mean, we're like the longest running Close Calls podcast.
We're the only.
Well, yeah, but we're still the longest running. The Simpsons is the only Simpsons show. It's not the longest show of all
What are
time.
we
It
doing?
might be.
What are we
Is
doing
it the
here?
longest show of all time?
It's the longest running cartoon of all time. Yeah, you didn't know that?
But not show.
I think it's show too. What show is The Simpsons is on like season 29 or some shit.
I'm sure there's some soap opera.
Ah, good point. That's a good one. I didn't think about soap operas. You're
Yeah.
probably right. Okay. What are we doing? Anyway, are you ready to do this intro?
Yes.
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Hey,
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Capes, Cows, and Close Calls.
My name is Nick. With me, always, is my co-host, Sean, the Irishman King.
My name is Sean the Irishman Keen, and with me is always my co-host, Nick the Comic Book Kid Williams.
That's what you came up with?
Yeah.
The comic book kid?
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Nick, tell them why is this a special episode that we
Because
had a
this-
5-minute intro to.
I know. Oh my gosh. If you're still here,
I hope you are, because this is an awesome episode.
the reason for this episode, we wanted it to be our 100th episode. This is how we wanted to celebrate. But turns out it takes quite a while to coordinate with 9 people.
Yes.
But
This is the longest it's taken us to make an episode.
yeah, but we did it. We managed to get 9 out of our 10 guests that we've had on the podcast back on the podcast for this very special all-star episode of Capes, Cows, and Close Calls. They all came ready. They all had on their capes. They all put on their cows. They all had their boots laced up, their Speedos on tight on the outside, and they were ready to fucking go. And we had a good time.
This episode was a blast. This is the first episode we're doing our intro when we've done most of the episode already.
Yeah. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to all the guest appearances, and then we'll talk to you guys again at the end.
Yep. What's cool about this episode is we do our best, and I think we hit it with all to let you guys know which episode each guest appeared on. So if you enjoyed hearing this guest, you haven't heard that episode before, feel free to go on back, take a look, listen to it. If you like this episode, if you like the episode they were on before, just make sure you give us a like, a comment, a share, depending what platform you're on. Give us some love, because this is the extravaganza episode. The podcast episode. The podcast episode. This was meant to be our 100th episode, and we make the rules. This is our 100th episode, coming in at our 103rd.
Yep. Roll it.
It's 3.
Roll the tape.
All right, everybody. Welcome our first guest to this episode and our first guest ever. Christy, thanks for coming back. I'm so pumped that you're here for it. Oh, am I too loud?
You're a little loud. I know you're excited though.
I am.
No, he's
I'm
just
bringing the
excited.
excitement.
He's just excited.
I'll go quieter in a second. But yes, our first guest ever, back in the days where we were on an island. We had to share a mic. We had to close the window, so we were sweating together, suffering through this episode to make it happen.
It was
We were
great.
just talking. It was the episode we did. I don't know if I should set this tone because I'm not going to remember. I don't know what we talked about with our other guests, but I do remember this. We were talking about a review for Justice League. It had just come out.
That's so wow. It feels like that was not that long ago. But
That was a long time ago. A movie got a whole new cut since then.
It has, yeah. Did you
Mhm.
see the new cut, Christy? Did you
No.
watch the Snyder
No, I
cut?
didn't.
Okay, you
Damn,
don't. Need to.
I
It's
should have
okay.
watched it beforehand.
It's fine. Don't even.
You know, it is better, but it is also longer.
It's 4 hours.
It's super
Okay.
long. They kind of did it almost in episodes, but there's like parts to it.
Yeah, I'd probably like it.
You would. I'll give you my HBO. So you can watch it.
Oh, I
You don't
got
have to buy it.
HBO. I'll watch it. I got it.
But yeah, so you had the perspective on that episode of a person that didn't necessarily read the comics, but like was a fan of comic book movies.
Mhm.
That was a good episode. That episode for a really long time, I don't know if I told you this, for a really long time had our most downloads. Like it
Just
took
'cause
us.
I was in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. It took us at least 6 more months, I want to say. Maybe a year. I don't think we
Yeah.
broke it until actually I moved back. It was probably longer.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was for a very long time our best episode.
Because that
I
was.
shared it with
that was
all
a
my
while
nerd
ago.
friends. I was like, guys, look at this.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember because we can see who was listening, and in Pennsylvania there was like a bunch of people.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
do remember
that's
that. I remember. I was like, why are there so many people in Pennsylvania listening to us now?
That's my
Yep,
homie.
that was all
There
you.
it is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming back. So, like I
Yes.
told you ahead of time, we're gonna ask you just 2 questions. We'll get your thoughts, get your feels on this here. So,
Mhm.
the first question: what has been your favorite comic book movie, or if you have a cool story, your favorite comic book going experience for a movie?
Okay, so I have like 2 kind of. Spider-Man No Way Home for sure, just because I saw Tobey Maguire when I was like in 3rd grade, little kid, loved that movie, and then I don't know, just all the feels of that movie.
Definitely.
But
Yeah, that's a great call.
oh my gosh, loved it. But Black Panther, definitely, when we were out in Grenada together, we went to the premiere night and they had like the steel drums, they had insane crowd energy. Like we were watching the movie in the movie theater and it was like just like uproars, like people like clapping, people cheering
Yes.
because they had a local Grenadian actress in the
Yeah, I was
movie.
about to say,
It was
wasn't
Yeah.
you were telling me about that? There was
They had an
somebody from
actress.
Grenada in the movie, right?
They went crazy out there. It was that's
they went
honestly
crazy.
when I ultimately answer this question, that was going to be my answer too,
Was it?
because
Yeah.
it was insane to see how hyped, like the whole island was hyped.
They
about it.
literally had a party outside the movie theater. They had like cutouts of everyone.
Wow.
They had like a dude playing like the steel drums. They were all partying. It was great.
That sounds amazing. I wish
Yeah.
I was there for that.
Yeah. To put it, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, and I probably have mentioned this on this podcast before, or I've told you. So Grenada only has one movie theater.
I think you did tell me that before. That's
And then-
wild to think about, though.
Help me describe this movie
How
theater.
big is this island again?
Okay, it looks like if you went back to the 80s and went to a roller skating rink. You know how
Yes.
they had the carpets on the walls and it was like
Yeah.
black with the touches of colors and it was all neon? That's what it looked like.
That is the
the
perfect
popcorn-
description.
Yeah, popcorn line could only fit maybe 15 people. So if you
Wow.
wanted popcorn, the line was out the door sometimes. And what were there, like four theaters and there were like 3.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Perfect.
And
So
the
that-
theaters themselves weren't like particularly big.
No,
that
and
night,
it
they
was like a
probably
straight
had-
line of seats. It wasn't even like at an angle where you like see people up.
Really?
You were
Yeah.
just like
They
looking
just go
over
straight
people's
back?
heads. Just straight back.
Wow.
Yep.
So you're just like this the whole time.
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But yeah,
that.
so imagine that, but then everybody there is just hyped.
So
Hyped.
I bet every theater that night was playing Black Panther. Then, like you said, there was 4.
Oh yeah. They didn't
Screens
play
in
the
anything
theater?
but
So-
Black
Probably.
Panther.
Yeah.
I think for like 2 weeks. I think it was just
Yeah.
all Black Panther and maybe like one other showing here and there.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to remember. It might have came out early too, because Grenada would do that.
Like early.
We
Yeah.
would get some of the movies the week before the US got it.
Oh yeah, it's different. Yeah, different.
Yeah.
places
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
I think that might have been one of them too.
Wow.
It could have been. It could have been.
Was do you guys know who the actress was that was in the movie? Like her
Oh,
name?
she was one of the warriors with the shaved head.
Yeah, she was one
you know,
of
like
the
those
Dora
four
Milaje.
warriors.
Yeah, Dora Milaje. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
That's-
wasn't I don't think she wasn't like a main one.
So she didn't have a speaking role.
Do you remember? I don't think
I
she
don't
did.
know. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Still impressive though.
Yeah,
Still
Yeah. it was
I wonder if she'll be in the next one.
that's a
potentially.
good question.
Yeah,
you know?
probably.
I was just thinking, I mean, for all I know, she could have been one of the ones that was in
The Falcon and the Winter
Falcon
Soldier.
and Winter Soldier.
She could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some
could've
Dora
been.
Milaje in that. Are you excited for the next Black Panther movie?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can't wait.
Have you seen the
That-
trailer?
That was like on my list for one of my favorite movies coming up.
Oh, nice.
So that
but
just brings
yeah.
us straight into question 2. What comic movie are you most excited to see?
Shazam.
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 Wow.
I'm
Yes.
surprised. I love that is your
Wow.
answer
Yes.
though.
That
I was
is-
like, Sean's gonna be happy but surprised.
I am.
shocked.
Yeah.
That
You're
is exactly how I
probably
feel.
the only person that's gonna say that. Shazam. Explain yourself. Explain.
I don't know. I didn't even know what Shazam was. And then I like for some reason stumbled across the first one and I was like, what is this movie? It was just on TV the one night. I'm like, freaking love this movie. And then I was telling it to my dad. He's like, yeah, that's like a DC like superhero. And I was like,
Yeah.
ah. And then when I was looking up like what movie I'm most excited for, I was like, okay, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. And I'm like, let's see what DC has. And I was like, Shazam. Yes. Yeah. I watched the trailer right before I was talking with you guys. And I was like, that's it. That's what I'm most hyped for.
What did you think about the trailer?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Are you excited to see the Black Adam movie? Did you see that one?
That looks really good because I love that's the one with the rock in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
that's like his main enemy in the comic books. Black Adam is like the main enemy of
Oh,
Shazam.
okay. Yeah, no, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But
So
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they'll cross at some point, but
Mhm.
Black Adam gets his powers the same way Shazam gets his.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like it's like equivalent. Like Batman's main villain is the Joker. Everybody says like Shazam's is Black Adam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
Black
like
Adam looks really good. That was also on my list. Like I'm excited for that one.
But Shazam, huh? What made you love the first Shazam? Like, was it the fact that it was a kid who became a superhero? Did you find
Yeah.
it funny?
Yeah, and I think that's what I like the funnier comics. Like I love Deadpool. And then Shazam was just like out of nowhere. It wasn't super serious. Pretty
he's out
funny.
there like flossing and stuff.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah. I was like, I love this kid. And he's
I
just
could
like,
imagine
trying his
going
best.
into that movie not knowing anything about that character. I probably would have enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed it.
That's the thing we talked
for what
about.
it
Is
is, but
And,
we liked it.
literally- Yeah.
the thing about that movie, Christy, is it didn't hold true to what the character acts like in the comic. So a lot of
Right.
like diehard comic fans have
We're
problems
probably
with it.
mad. Yeah.
because while he's a kid that gets powers, and that's like what the movie did, and they portrayed how a kid would act. In the comics, they call him the wisdom of Solomon. Is it Solomon?
Yeah, Solomon. Yep.
Okay.
So when he changes, he's supposed to act like an adult.
Like an adult. Okay.
And they just
Like
kind
a-
of glossed over that part.
Yeah. I
Like
kind
a
of like how he
genius
acts like a
adult,
kid
actually.
still because he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
an awesome answer.
But I
Did you
just randomly found it and I was like, all right, let's see what this is. And I was like, this is freaking awesome.
Interesting.
this is kind of like a left field question with it, but it just makes me wonder, did you watch Chuck at all? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never
No?
watched that.
So Zachary Levi, his like big role, which is the guy
Mhm.
that plays Shazam, is Chuck. He had like, I don't know, there's like 7 seasons of that show. And I know a lot of people that really liked it also liked it because they liked Chuck and they just really like that actor. So I was just curious that was part of it. But yeah,
No.
that's an awesome. I'm so pumped that you had a DC answer because I thought we were
know.
just gonna get straight Marvel
just straight
answers this
Marvel.
whole time.
Right, right. And I'm super excited for Titans, even though it's not a movie. I'm so
Oh,
excited for that new
interesting.
season coming out. I don't know if
Okay.
you've watched it at all.
I am so pumped.
Wait, I'm like, when is it coming out? I can't. That's the only reason why I have HBO still. I'm like, okay, Titans is coming
Because
out.
of Titans.
I
That's
keep
why you
trying to
kept
get you to watch
HBO?
it.
That's
Because
the
of
only reason.
Titans?
Not even for the new Game
House
of
of
Thrones.
Dragon just came out.
Not even. No, I'm more excited
And
for.
you kept
for Titans.
HBO for Titans. I gotta
Yes.
move the mic away because I'm yelling now.
You have
Titans?
to.
I
Yes.
keep telling him I made him watch episode
You
1
need-
with me,
no,
and he
you
still
gotta
hasn't
watch it.
continued.
I haven't.
Plus,
Oh.
what's the dog's name? Crypto. Is
Crypto?
that-
Yeah?
the
the
super
dog.
pet
I'm a veterinarian. I gotta love the
Yeah,
dog.
that-
No,
I mean, that's
Crypto's
fair. I do
in
wanna see
Crypto's in
that.
Titans.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That,
Again,
that-
everybody.
That gives me
I
a
was
bit
like
more interest. I'm not
superhero
gonna lie to you.
dog. Gotta
What does
gotta
he look like in Titans? What kind of dog is he?
like a German Shepherd ish.
He's a
Yeah,
German.
he's a German
Interesting.
Shepherd.
He looks fairly accurate to the comic. I
What
don't.
Is he white? Is he all
Yeah.
white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, this was awesome. Thanks for coming out talking with us, Christy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
She was
thanks
for having me
episode
again.
11 Episode 11. is when we had
11.
you on.
Man,
We are on episode 100, over 100 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's insane.
90 something episodes ago. when
Yeah.
we last talked.
Back when Sean was in the Caribbean with me and now he's in Chicago. with
Yeah,
me,
Sean's
too.
always banging on about this island he was on. Like it's the best thing ever. So
It
was
was. it
outrageously
was.
beautiful.
he constantly talks about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So do I.
Oh man. But yeah, thanks so much for coming
Yep,
back.
thank
We
you so
really,
much. This
really
was awesome. It was
appreciate
great
Yeah.
hearing from you. We'll
Yeah,
talk to
good seeing
you
you guys too.
later.
All right. Bye.
We are back with another guest of ours, very special guest. Back on episode, looks like 83 we had him on. So we're just rocking our way through these. Welcome back, good friend of ours, G.I. Joe.
Woo!
Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
Glad to be here.
Man, we're so happy to have you back. We loved
Happy to
having
be
you on
back, yeah.
before, man.
Thank you.
For those of you who are not in the know, G.I. Joe, we met him through TikTok, basically. He is the owner of GTX Comics, an online comic book store. Have you transitioned to a physical store yet? I know you say you were kind of working on that.
Not yet. I have started doing pop-ups though here
Oh,
in my
nice.
local
Awesome.
area, conventions and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
That's nice, man. That's legit. Yeah. So owner of GTX Comics Online. That's just gtxcomics.com, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
GTXcomics.com.
if you're looking to buy some comics, any comics we may talk about, or anything you want to get into, feel free to visit his store, man.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man. But we're so happy to have you back.
And if you don't follow him currently, also follow him. His TikToks are great.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
love
you.
them.
G.I.
Thank you.
Joe. But yeah, man. So we're doing our big over 100 episode guest extravaganza.
Awesome.
We hit episode 100. For episode 100, we talked about Comic-Con and all the big comic book news, and it was like my first episode back after having the kid. So we wanted to do something special now that we've made that milestone of hitting over 100 episodes. So we got you back. We have some other guests to
Yeah.
do, and we had a couple questions for you that we wanted to talk about with everybody.
Of course. Yeah. Congratulations on 100 episodes again, guys. That's
Oh,
awesome.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to hit us with that first question?
All right. So our first question, it's kind of like you can answer one part or the other part here. So what has been your favorite comic book movie, or if you have a favorite comic book movie going experience? We'd rather hear the experience, but if not, what was your favorite movie?
Awesome. So I thought about this after you sent me this question, and I have a really hard time. It's really between two separate experiences for two distinct reasons.
You can give us both.
Um,
I'm
yeah. So
excited to hear it.
the first one is seeing the first Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie in theaters. I was in, I think, the 7th grade when that movie came out. 2003, 2002, something like that.
Yeah.
So I was in 7th or 8th grade when it came out. And I just remember it very distinctly because we couldn't find any tickets, right? You couldn't buy tickets online, like wasn't really a thing back then.
Wow.
So you'd call the theater and see how many tickets they had left. And
Oh,
stuff like that.
yes.
Call the movie phone, right? So we were calling all the theaters in our area, and they're all sold out. My mom finally found a showing at a theater that was, pretty close by, but it was like the 10:30, 10:45 showing, right? And normally not a big deal on a Friday night, but the next day I was in marching band, and we had a performance to go to the next morning. We had to be at the school at like 7:00. So I had to make a deal with my parents that I would wake up early and not complain about being tired, and I can go see the Spider-Man movie. And growing up my whole life and like reading comics and stuff when I was a kid, it was kind of like a culmination of all that for me when I was really young. So I still really very vivid experience going with I had a Spider-Man sweater on, Spider-Man shirt. I brought my web shooter, like I was all about it. So that was probably, for nostalgia's sakes, but my best one.
Yeah, you definitely just jogged some memories with me there.
Yeah.
Too. The movie phone, that got me. Did you ever use the movie phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was more, my dad always had the newspaper. And they used to put the
the
showings
newspaper.
in the newspaper.
See, now we used to call it the movie phone, and it was like an automated guy who was like,
Yep.
"Thanks for calling the movie phone."
Movie phone, yeah.
So that's you what movie you're looking for. Press 1 for
Press
Spider-Man.
1 for this
2.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember that.
So the
That's
show times in your
crazy.
area. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that was
Good
a good one.
times.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is you're the second person. I don't know if we're gonna put this in the same order that we don't. You're the second guest we've had doing this so far, and your answer was also the other answer that I had, and the first guest had the first one too.
Wow.
Because my
Nice.
Spider-Man, I'll save it for the story
Spider-Man.
when I tell it later. My Spider-Man was definitely a memory. So what was your next one?
So the next one was probably Endgame. And there's a couple of reasons for that. So when I saw Endgame, my wife's company actually rented out a theater for all their employees at one of those Alamo Draft House. It's like one of those theaters where they serve you food and stuff.
Yeah,
They're fairly
awesome.
common here in Texas. But yeah, that's probably the one time I've been in a theater, and it was more so like the movie is good and everything. I enjoy Endgame, but like the whole crowd being so invested in this movie, this culmination of the last like decade of superhero movies. When the portal opens behind Cap, everyone cheering, just all those moments, those gasps together. Like I've never been in a movie theater experience where the whole crowd, a sold out theater, was like just in a moment together, and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, Endgame was a beautiful time to be a comic book fan.
It
Definitely.
really was.
To see all of that, and I mean, you're a bit older than we are, so I'm sure for you, like growing up reading those comics and seeing all that stuff, like unfold on the pages, and then having it come to life like that, not only just like you being as true of a comic book fan as you are, but having like hundreds of other people who may have only just started watching the movies also share in a moment like that with you of like
it's incredible. I mean, like that's one of the things I love about the MCU. I grew up and people knew Spider-Man, Superman, but like I never in a million years would have thought that we would have gotten an Avengers movie led by Iron Man. Like, these are characters that I knew from growing up, but like, nobody knew who Iron Man was. Nobody knew who Thor was.
They were B-listers.
They were B-list characters, but now to be in like a position to where it's like so many people know about it, and I get to talk to so many people about it every day, people that found it through the movies and now found the comic books, or they just like the movie, whatever it is. Like there's so many more people to share these amazing stories with, and that's probably the best part of it, and like the culmination of all of that in Endgame. With, you know, I'm sure most of those people don't read comic books that were in that theater. You know, the majority of them probably just watched the movies, but yet they were all still so equally just a part of that moment together. It was a really great experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Great.
for sure.
I want to work for the company your wife works for, because that's awesome.
And those are pretty nice perk that they got. They rented out the whole thing. It was a good time.
All right. So what comic book movie are you most excited to see come out?
So, I mean, they keep canceling them, so it's kind of hard to know what's coming out next, right? I feel like it keeps changing. But the next one I'm probably most excited for is Shazam 2.
That is unfucking believable.
You're the second person with that answer.
Really? Oh my gosh. What are the chances of that?
That's so good. I told you, because I remember you're a Shazam fan.
He did.
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
Our other guest said Shazam, and I was just like, explain yourself.
Yeah.
And Sean was like, you know what? I was like, because I told her, I was like, you're the only one that's gonna have that answer.
No.
And Sean was like, I don't know, G.I. Joe's a big Shazam fan too. And I was like, you're right. But I don't think he enjoyed the first movie that much. And he'd be looking forward to the second one. But here you are, fucking Shazam 2. Unbelievable. My gosh. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Explain
it.
yourself. Tell me why you're so looking forward to this movie.
The first movie was like, it was okay. I think it was a good one of the better DC movies. But I'm getting the feeling from this one, just from the marketing that we have seen, that they're really gonna like lean into like more of like some of the comic bookiness of it, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I mean, I love seeing Shazam on screen, a character that I really never thought would get like a big time movie. But yeah, you know, the first one, you know, big thing for me when it comes to comic book movies is like just being genuinely entertained. And it's hard not to be entertained in a Shazam movie. You know, they're just fun.
Yeah.
So that's just a big part of it for me. You know, and they canceled like Batgirl and everything else. So it's kind of hard to get excited about other things. But
right?
so for that one, I'm still pumped.
Nice.
Awesome.
Freaking Shazam 2, man.
Yeah.
Topping the charts right now.
It is. It's winning.
It's
gonna-
wild.
It's looking good.
Are
Yeah, I mean,
you
Sinbad's in it.
also excited for Black Adam?
I'm moderately excited for Black Adam.
How do you
I mean, like-
feel about the fact that so far we don't know of any time of these two characters crossing, that they're just, you know, doing this separate movie? There's no indication at this
that would be an
point.
odd choice for me if they never interacted. Like that would
Yeah.
be. But the thing that I don't really like about it is, you know, I feel like the DCEU is trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
And they need someone with star power that they can build
And they're
on. And I
using
think
The
they're going to
Rock,
try and do
yeah.
it with The Rock.
Yeah.
And Black Adam, like he just recently became a hero in the comics. You know, I mean, that's a fairly new thing. And as much as I like the character and everything, you know, just being a general Shazam fan, it just seems like an odd. I hope they don't build the universe off of him. Is
Right.
my whole
Like-
thing. I hope it's a good movie. I just hope that it's not the foundation of the new DCEU that we could be seeing moving forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like The Rock is not a bad person to build it around, but
Yeah.
Black Adam is a bad character
Yeah,
choice.
there's
to
just
build it,
not-
like this whole.
There's not a lot of hero stuff to. I mean, he just joined the Justice League in this most recent Bendis run on Justice League. He just became a member, and like
I didn't even know
Yeah.
Bendis was doing a run on Justice League. right
it's
now.
over now. It ended, you know, right before this Infinite Crisis or Dark Crisis event. But that was like the beginning of Bendis's run, was adding Black Adam to be like a core member of the Justice League. Black Adam and Naomi.
Interesting.
And yeah, I mean, like it was good and everything. It's all right. You know, I enjoy seeing kind of a change for Black Adam and stuff, but there's just not a lot to build on. You know what I mean? He's still
Yeah.
like developing that part of the character in the comics. So it's like, I just hope that's not what their plan is.
Right.
It would be
Yeah.
a weird choice.
Yeah.
That would be a very, very weird choice.
Yeah.
Man, Shazam 2. Huh? I can't believe it.
Well, all right. This was great. Thank you so much for coming back
Thank
on
you.
with us. This
Thank
was
you so much for
awesome.
having
I
me. So
loved
glad.
your answers.
Yeah.
They were great. I'm so pumped.
GC's winning right now.
GC's
man.
winning right now.
This is crazy.
I feel like it's about to turn, but
We'll see.
What's the Rock slogan for Black Adam? The power scale is about to shift or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. My gosh.
all right. Well, thanks. And until next time, take care.
Thank you so much. You all have a good one.
Back with one of our favorite guests of all time. For a long time, man. his episode killed. It dominated
Yeah.
our stat chart, man, for a while. But you know what? I think that's a testament to him and just how passionate he is about this stuff, how knowledgeable he is. But a good friend of mine back on the show again. We got him, Derek, Ready Player One. How you doing, man? Woo!
Hey, I'm doing great. I really appreciate you guys. The,
Oh,
Yeah, thanks for coming back on, man. This is
Definitely.
exciting.
yeah.
I was just telling Nick
you're
before-
flattering me a little bit.
I was telling Nick before, I remember feeling humbled by you because you knew a lot. I was like,
You
this
did
guy's
say that.
comic book knowledge is great.
You know, got a lot of time on my hands, especially when you're doing like computer work. You know, you got 3 monitors, so you're doing a little bit of work, doing a little bit of reading. You know what I
There
mean?
you go, man.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I've been trying to take advantage of my my train commutes now. I read some comic books while I'm doing that. So definitely trying to get on your level, man. Yeah, when we had you on before, we talked a lot about the MCU. We talked about some of the villains. This was, man, you were back on episode, what did I just say it was? Episode 15.
15.
So yeah, you're
Yeah.
another throwback, man. You're another OG in that original 20. But yeah, we talked about Marvel villains. We talked about if Thanos would live up to the hype. Quick consensus: did Thanos live up to the hype?
I think so,
Absolutely.
personally. There were things
100%.
that obviously like we could nitpick, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
I mean, he was excellent.
he was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
they took my expectations and just went to the moon with them.
Yeah, man, definitely. And then we tried to call what would be the next big bad, and I think we all kind of agreed on Kang the Conqueror. And look at where we are now.
Kang Dynasty.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, that was the episode, man. But
We gotta cut that part of that episode and put it on TikTok or something.
we
of
definitely
us
do.
saying
Put a
it.
timestamp on
Yeah,
it.
timestamp it, cut it, and put it out.
Look, when you know, you know. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, man, just like everybody else, we got a couple questions for you. We're just getting everybody's opinions. This is our big we hit 100 episode guest extravaganza, and of course we had to have you on, man. So
All right.
Hey, I appreciate
Question number 1. What has been your favorite comic book movie or favorite comic book movie going experience?
Sure, I can give you like a combo here. Give you a 2-for-1 special.
Awesome.
Probably unsurprising, and kind of plays off of what we just talked about. But I think it's Infinity War Part 2. I don't think that you'll get that kind of like experience in the theater and that kind of just amazing buildup over so many years of like building a dynasty almost in movies to the big hang on the first movie, right? And the long wait to the second movie and everyone's hype and excitement in the theaters and the big scenes, you know, Captain America pulling the hammer, right? Everyone freaking out in the movie theater.
yeah,
You just can't beat that. I mean, like you really can't. I mean, like
Yeah.
I have other heroes and, you know, and other like solo movies that like in theory I like more, but nothing's going to beat Infinity War Part 2 for me for a long time.
yeah, it's tough, man. There's definitely I had this debate recently with a couple coworkers of mine. But you know, like a lot of people still like to argue that The Dark Knight is the best comic book movie of all time, which I think it's a valid argument for it, but I like nothing compares to Endgame in that grand sense of scale. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just
Absolutely.
it's a combination of over 10 years, over 20 movies all coming together. Like it was like a comic book come to life. You know what I mean? Like that's some shit we as comic book readers you never thought you'd see on a screen. And like to see it was just
Even seeing it in the comic, you know what I mean? Stuff like that was
Yeah.
always super epic.
It
To get it
is.
on the big screen, like it's crazy.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, maybe my opinion's a little bit biased though. I'm not a big DC guy. I like some DC comics, but I mean, Marvel's really got their grip on me for the most
Right.
part.
for sure. You said you had a combo though. What was the other one?
Oh, I was saying that it's versus like movie experience and favorite movie kind of come
gotcha.
together with Infinity
Together.
War Part 2. It's like I don't know. I mean, like going to the movie for Infinity War Part 2 is different than any other movie
Yeah.
for Marvel's sake, at the very least, right, than I've ever been to. So
Did
I
you
mean,
see
it's,
it opening night?
hype and the screaming. Oh yeah, absolutely. You had
Yeah.
to, right?
Yeah,
You
right.
had to, bro.
Did you see it like the Friday or did you see it like the Thursday night?
Oh no, we went to the Thursday night.
Yeah, definitely.
Had to order tickets like way ahead in advance. Got to make sure that you're gonna be there. You know,
Yeah,
people lined up outside. Everyone's dressed up. Man, it was cool, dude.
It was an amazing, amazing experience for sure.
Definitely,
For sure.
definitely. All
Now,
right,
let me
question.
kick back. Do you guys think that they'll have something like that ever again in the future? Are
I
they
think
gonna be
it's
able to
gonna.
like top that level of excitement?
I think it's gonna take 10 years again.
I think it'll take longer, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think 10 years would be enough because already for the next Avengers movie, like it's half the time. It's half the time, but it's actually more hours of content building up to the next Avengers movie. So I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be
It's hard.
tough
That's a
to
hard one.
top that. Because even after that, I feel like that was also the peak of a lot of people's interest in this stuff. And I
Oh, yeah.
feel like interests have started to sway a bit. So I think to get that build up again, to get everybody so invested, like there were people seeing Endgame who may have seen maybe one or two other like Marvel movies. You know what I mean? Like I knew people who saw Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame, and like that was their entire MCU experience. Just those three movies. So I don't know, man. I feel like that's gonna be
Well, like
tough.
to piggyback,
I think it's
too,
gonna
I know
be-
people that see like 3, and then they now because they've seen that they want to go back and watch everything else.
Right? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think Marvel right now is really focused on getting young kids. Like they're focused, like I think they're almost like done with us a bit.
Mm.
And now they're gonna build this like new kind of like young kid, and they're gonna grow with it a little bit. So when they get to these Avengers movies, it's like their version of Infinity War and Endgame,
That's a good.
where we already kind of had ours.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
And that as have you seen Thor?
Yeah.
So that Thor is a
Yeah.
big reason why I feel that way. That Thor was made for children. It was not made for us.
Yeah,
I have
we
to
didn't like
agree.
Thor.
Yeah, we hated it.
Yeah, we didn't like Thor.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't think it was a good movie.
There you go. There you
Unfortunately.
go. See, I
They
don't think
just
I
they
agree.
did Gore just so dirty, and it made
They
me so
really did.
sad.
They really, really did.
Yeah.
Man, rough stuff.
R.I.P. the boy.
But so what's the next question?
So
I
next-
was about to roll into it like I knew it, and then it slipped my mind.
What comic book movie are you most excited to see for the future?
There it is.
Okay, also probably not much of a surprise, but Secret Wars. I mean, Secret Wars is awesome. I don't think I could have picked a better follow-up to like the hype of Infinity War if I was choosing myself. I mean, like there are so many great stories that they can cover, but like as far as not taking like the power scaling and really just going to the moon where they can't reel it back anymore. I think Secret Wars is such a great segue. It's a great way to bring in all those new IPs that they, have acquired, like X-Men, or hopefully X-Men. I mean, Fantastic Four, all the big players really.
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent choice, and I am super excited to see what they do with it. I just hope that it comes out as good as their first run through of kind of building a story. Because if they deviate too much, I think it will unfortunately ruin it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you read both Secret Wars? Because there's the original one that was like came out in the 90s, and I can't remember exactly when, but when we got the first appearance of the black suit Spider-Man, and like I said, I'm blanking on the year that came out. And then there's the newer one that came out like a few years ago. They had like Doctor Doom at the face of it. Have you read either one of those?
Yes. I've read both. Personally, I'm shipping the newer Secret Wars because I
Yeah.
don't think that it's the original Secret Wars, while I think is maybe a superior story, I think it's a little bit too grand in scale.
Yeah.
Like getting involved with like Molecule Man and potentially Galactus or like the Beyonder. That's a lot. That's a lot to cover in like 5 years. That scares me. You know what I mean? I think they might bite off too much. It scares me like they scared me with Thanos. I thought they were biting off too much with Thanos. But I mean that's a whole new level of like cosmic power. That how do you condense that into like an hour and a half, 2 hour long movie?
Yeah. Yeah, true.
It's
true.
tough.
That's true. Hey man, also though, just a quick callback to the original episode we did with you. We're finally getting your boy. We're getting Adam Warlock. Were you excited for that casting?
Oh man, dude. Adam, well, I am excited. I have to support Adam Warlock as like the ultimate comic book character for me. But he's another one of those characters that's like infinitely complex, and they can take them in like a magnitude of different directions. So I'm really trying hard to like push my expectations down into like reasonable levels, and then enjoying it when it comes out, and just hoping that they do them good.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool.
All right. Awesome.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, that was it, man. Well, thanks for coming on and doing this. Like I said earlier, we're gonna have to have you come out and do a full episode
For sure.
sometime soon. But yeah, this was great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. So it's
Yeah,
a pleasure.
until next
again,
time,
bro.
man. Bye.
All right, Sean, here we are with another one of our many special guests. This guy is known, he's known on TikTok for just posing difficult questions and never answering them himself. He just loves to sit back and watch people argue and talk shit to each other. So we tried to get him to come out fighting a bit in our episode we did with him. But without further ado, my man Jensen, thanks for coming back, bro.
Man. Thanks for coming out.
It feels great to be back. It's been some months,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but it feels definitely good to be back.
Definitely, man. And we appreciate you coming back on. When we talked to you back on episode 96, for anybody who wants to go back and listen to that. In that episode, we talked about the best fighters in the MCU and the DCEU. Thought it was a really good episode. Jensen brought some real good points. Shook me and Sean up a bit, knocked us off our square. We weren't quite ready.
Yep.
But yeah, man, you killed it on that episode, bro.
I had to. 'Cause I done actually redid those again like the other month, and it was worse.
Oh wow.
No, I actually posted on my TikTok for the first time. It was on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but then I posted on my TikTok, and boy, it was I just stopped replying to people after. Well, I used to do that. I was like, man, I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah, I know. That's what you do,
I'm gonna
man.
let y'all,
Just
I'm gonna
back
let y'all
out.
hold that down.
Yeah, we'll just back out. Cool,
Mhm.
man. So yeah, we're having all our guests back. We got two big questions for our guests. I know Sean sent them over to you. So Sean, you
Yeah.
want to remind everybody what the first thing is we're talking about?
Yeah. So the first question: what has been your favorite comic book movie or favorite comic book movie going experience?
Me personally, I'm going to say the Black Panther. For one, I had a homeboy that was actually in the movie as one of the Royal Guards.
Oh shit,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
he had a whole little event here in, Arkansas at one of the movie theaters.
Mm.
Pictures, he was signing autographs. People was dressed up. The whole theater was rented out with it was just Black Panther movies the whole time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
And then also just the fanfare when the first Black Panther movie came out. I remember when I was at work watching, the red carpet for Black Panther, and it was just unreal, from Chadwick coming out to just all the actors, actresses, and everybody, just how they was about the movie. That to date is probably my best movie experience.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. That's a good answer.
It is a good answer, man.
We were talking about with one of my our other guests, and she said Black Panther as well. And at the time, this friend I used to live in Grenada, which is in the Caribbean. It's like one of the bottom islands.
Okay.
And it's a small country. One of the people from Grenada was also in the first Black Panther movie as one of the Dora Milaje.
Yep.
And it was the same deal where it was like the whole island was celebrating it. Like the theater was only playing Black Panther. They like had a bunch of people like out like playing drums and shit. It was like a big party because everybody was so pumped that somebody from Grenada was in the movie. So it's awesome, man.
I can just imagine how that was compared to here in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean that still sounds dope. I mean,
Yeah.
to have somebody, I feel like to have somebody in any movie is like a big deal, but like something of that scale, you know what I mean? Like Black Panther is what, like it's in the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time, I want to say. And
I,
it's
I believe so. I do believe so.
I know for sure it's one of Marvel's highest grossing movies of all
Yeah.
time. I think
Uh-huh.
it's third. It's after Infinity War and Endgame and Infinity War. And then I think it's Black Panther. Like it's up there. So yeah, to have somebody that you know personally in a movie of that scale, and that means that much to a group of people, like, bro, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Now that's a good stuff.
All right. And then the final question is what comic book movie are you most excited to see coming out?
Whatever next Batman movie is a Robert. No. Well, yeah, but as far as announced, you know what? I'm gonna say Black Adam.
Interesting. Black
I'm gonna
Adam,
say
man.
Black Adam.
DC's been killing it with these
DC
questions,
has
man.
been
I
doing
guess
really
all of our
well.
answers so far have been DC movies.
We had like 3 people say Shazam already. So for you to come with Black Adam, that's crazy, man. I did not see that coming from you.
Yeah, man. Like you said, DC has been on it. They it's like they done found the formula and they're sticking to it for now. Now don't get wrong, I'm ready for Black Panther 2. I'm ready for Blade, Spawn, and the various other MCU movies. And of course, Batman whenever they get announced, and of course it'll be another Superman one of these days. But as far as announced, I gotta go Black Adam. I just feel like this movie is going to be, and what they're introducing, and not just Adam, but like I'm a big Dr. Fate fan.
Yeah,
We got
okay.
Hawkman, Atom Smasher.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for it.
All right. I mean, I can see that. Are you a big fan of The Rock? Like, what do you think of that casting?
He was made, as far as looks and body type.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat him, right? I mean, he's The Rock.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like they don't have to make him any bigger. Like I feel like they make Zachary Levi Shazam, like his suit's making him bigger. Like he's not that big.
yeah, they're
I don't
pumping
feel like they're
the suit up.
doing that with The Rock.
They're
No,
probably
Rock
like,
is on straight. I'm lifting, doing this myself.
Yeah.
they're probably like thin the suit out so we can
Yeah.
see more of his own muscles. Thin it out. We don't make him look too big. He even talked about he was talking about how he was going even harder in the gym to prepare for this movie, which
Mhm.
is unfucking fathomable to me. Like, how, as The Rock, you already look like, how are you going harder in the gym? What are you doing?
He physically said this is one of the toughest thing as far as, I guess, getting ready for a role physically he's ever did.
That's wild that
Yeah.
they push The Rock like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
What
And
do
I
you
don't
think
think
of?
I don't even think they pushed the Rock like that. I think he did it on his own. He just
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he-
sure he
yeah,
was just
totally.
like, nah, I'm stepping up to the plate.
What do you think of Dr. Fate's casting? That's Pierce Brosnan?
Pierce
am I saying-
Brosnan?
am I
I'm
saying
with
that
it. It
Yeah.
Of course, like it's OG Kent Nelson, so he has an older look,
right?
and he's the look wise he's perfect. I'm surprised at how they did the mask because there's no eyes
Right.
to see out of.
Yeah.
And I never understand how when some people the costume design, the blueprint is right there. I can
Yeah.
understand some modifications, but I just don't get how he doesn't have any eyes to see out of.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
a little worried that they're gonna not like distinguish between the two. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Kent Nelson's gonna be too wise and too much. Like you're not Dr. Fate. You're Dr. Fate when you put the helmet on.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the trailers give me that feeling like they're gonna make this like it's just one person instead of like now it's Dr. Fate. But we'll see, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do. The trailers make you feel better about it.
That's true. What's funny is that I didn't get excited about this movie, I think, until like the very last trailer that they put out. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. Because if the first few trailers, I wasn't really feeling it.
Okay.
But I think I have a little level of excitement for it now. I'm still hesitant about this one. But
You know what, too?
I think I feel a bit better about it.
We didn't even talk about this because I don't think we talked about the last trailer. But I was assuming because it's the Justice Society that this was like kind of a prequel to shit. And it's not because Amanda Waller's in it.
Is she in it?
She's in it.
Is she in it? I did
She's
not
in
know
the,
that.
I don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to like ruin it, but she's in the last trailer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So it's not like a prequel. It's
No, it's like present day,
oh wow.
which is gonna really bother me because then like where's Superman?
Yeah.
It's one thing like if where's Shazam for that matter.
Yeah. I'm sure you want another Superman movie, huh, Jensen?
Yes,
Yeah.
but because Man of Steel, it gets hate even to this day. But I think people, honestly, I think people that's saying that just to be saying it.
I get
You
that.
know,
It's not a bad movie.
it's not. I feel Henry's the best Superman, not best Clark
Yeah.
Kent, but Superman live action to date.
Okay.
But I don't know who would be next if the rumors are true about Henry signing with Disney.
Yeah. I know they're swirling around. I don't know. I think people just want to figure something out for him. You know what I mean? I think people didn't get enough of Henry Cavill as Superman, as a superhero in general. I think they saw him as Superman. They were like, this dude needs to be some hero. The fact that he only got to be in 2.5 movies is not enough. Like, he needs to do more. So I think people are so desperate to see him do another hero in something and like really give the hero he plays justice that they're just throwing out so many rumors to see like maybe something will catch wind and like we'll actually like speak it into fruition kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel about it.
Not, and them saying rumor wise, they saying he might be playing Dr. Doom. I can't see that.
No, I couldn't see that. I know people wanted him to play Hercules. People thought he might play Hercules, but that's obviously not happening.
Hyperion's the next room I've been hearing.
Hyperion, yeah, I mean, which is just a Marvel
Evil
Superman.
Superman,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's like, okay, sure. But yeah, but Black Adam. All right, man. All right. Yeah. I mean, I kind of, like I said, we had like 2 people say Shazam already, and then you came with Black Adam. DC's really, really killing this.
I
in
wasn't
terms of
expecting it, but I'm
expectations.
pleased about it.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, man. This is great. Thank you so much for coming back on out. We gotta have you come again for a full episode, but this is a good little tease for that maybe in the future.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. Anytime
man.
I'm free, I'm coming on.
Awesome. We appreciate it. All right. Thanks, man.
See you, man.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Back again, Sean. Back fucking again. Here we are with another guest. I'd say top 3 guests of all time.
Easily.
Top, at least top 3.
Easily.
And I'm only saying that because I don't want to
Anybody else's feelings?
blatantly say who's our favorite. So we're gonna go top 3 guests of all time.
Okay.
Got him back again, man. From the Storm podcast, one of my favorite podcasts out there, bro. Couple guys just sitting in the room talking about anime, hip hop, and whatever the fuck else comes to their mind, which I can really
Facts.
get on board with. But hey, welcome back, my man Malcolm, and this is the nickname I gave him the first time, so I'm gonna roll with it again. Malcolm, master of the Mangekyo Sharingan, Crawford.
You already know what it is. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Malcolm Crawford from the Storm Podcast. I am so hyped to be back. I love you guys, this podcast, so much. I am like a kid in a candy store being able to be here and talk to y'all. I'm hyped. Like, we're friends. I like y'all, but being on you guys' podcast, that's a little different. Because like I listen to you guys. So now I'm gonna get to, I listen to myself on my podcast, but it's different. I get to hear myself on y'all podcast. That's a little different. Because you guys are great at what you do, and I love you guys' content so much.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
we really
man.
appreciate it. And
it.
that's how we know he's a professional too, because he came with his own intro. You know what I mean? That's how you know
nobody else has done that.
Nobody else has done that. That's how you know we're talking to another podcaster.
That's part of the branding, man.
He was ready, bro. I was like, yep, there it is. Let's get to it. Let's go. So yeah, man, we're getting everybody back together, getting the whole band back together. Every guest we've ever had, we crossed that 100 episode threshold. So we're trying to do something special.
Incredible.
Again, man, kind of like with you, we talked about it before. We got a lot of good chemistry with you, and it's so easy to talk to, and we can easily talk for hours on end, man. So we're gonna try to keep this tight though, because we don't want a 5-hour long guest episode.
Facts.
So we got a couple questions for you that we've been asking everybody else. I'm most curious.
We can't break the the process though, because we've talked about the episode.
Oh,
We
right,
gotta talk
right.
about the episode we had you on.
You're right. So we had Malcolm
True.
back on episode. I just looked it up. It was episode 88, where we talked about our Eternals review. Which
Indeed.
honestly, looking back on it, it's a little funny because I feel as though that particular episode, if I'm being honest, I almost feel like it was a waste of your talents. Like I feel like we could have
was.
had you on a more like a better episode than the Eternals review. It
I don't know
worked
if I
out,
say a
though,
waste.
because we ended up all enjoying the movie. So it was kind of just like an episode of us fighting for why this was actually a good movie and why people should stop
Facts.
crying about
Yeah.
how it was bad. So that worked out. But no, we definitely got to have you back on something that's like heavier or like more engaging or just overall more exciting. Because looking back on that one, like, yeah, I definitely feel like that. It was a kind of a waste to have you on that episode, bro. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Oh, for sure. I'm ready whenever y'all want to have me. I love y'all podcast and I listen to it anytime y'all drop an episode. So I am ready. Call me and I'll fly in like Mjolnir. I'm ready.
Nice.
Let's get it.
We're gonna make that happen for sure. Let's get into these questions here. What has been your favorite comic book movie or favorite comic movie going experience?
My favorite experience. If we're talking recent time, I'd have to say No Way Home, because that really like meant a lot for me as someone who got to, watch all those movies. But if we're talking overall, I think my favorite comic book movie experience was probably Black Panther, honestly.
It is again.
Yep.
There
Like,
it is again.
That meant
Been a
something
very
different to
consistent
me.
answer.
It has been that's
was
been a
fire.
very consistent answer for us. And I'm gonna let you explain why you chose that one.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, we've had people of all different colors on here, right? Like, so it hasn't just been like a consistent answer just among like our black guests. Like
Right.
we've had white women say it, we've had black men say it. Like it's been Black Panther's been killing it, man. So
Yeah.
why did you say that one?
Black Panther, for me, outside of just the race aspect, Black Panther was my favorite superhero since I first discovered him when I was in like 6th grade.
Mm.
And at that point, there wasn't a lot of Black Panther content, especially like, because I'm not a comic book reader like that. So
Right.
there wasn't a lot of other stuff for me to consume. I actually did read Black Panther comics because it was all I had. So I didn't have that much content. So when I found out that there was a Black Panther movie coming, I was hyped when they announced he was going to be in Civil War. So getting to actually see the Black Panther movie and see all these characters that I've loved since a kid meant a little bit different. And then add in the cultural aspect, all of it blended in perfectly. And it was the perfect movie going experience. It was incredible.
Yeah. When did you see it? Did you see it opening night? Did you see it like that weekend?
Opening night.
Yeah.
Come on. Of course.
Like the
Opening
Friday
night.
or like the Thursday?
The Thursday. Crazy thing is, I was in college at the time. I went to college a 6-hour train ride away from like where I grew up. I took the train back here so I could see it with the squad.
Oh,
So I
wow.
rode a 6-hour train, didn't even go to class on Thursday or Friday. So that way I could see it with the homies. And then I spent the weekend here, kicked that.
Yeah.
I saw like 2 more times that weekend and then took the 6-hour train ride back.
Crazy, man.
Man, you almost left that out of the story, man.
Yeah.
You gotta include that part.
That's definitely a part you should have said.
I was dedicated, man, because I had to see it, and I had to see it with the ones who rocked with. Like every time I made a new friend from 6th grade on, whenever superheroes came on, I was like, I got you, bro. Let me put you on to the GOAT real quick. Because nobody even really knew who he was at the time. Like he was
They
a real
didn't.
I'm trying to
low-key
think, 'cause
superhero.
Did he have an old cartoon? I think he made appearances in really old
Yeah.
Marvel, but I don't think he had his own.
So he had a brief animated run. It was actually on BET. But yeah, they did like it was a low budget though. Like it was clearly like a low budget cartoon.
Give me the decade though.
Maybe I want to say maybe 2010s,
Okay,
something like that.
because I know
That's
he was a
probably around the time I
regular in
found
the
him.
Avengers cartoon. And there was like 2 of them back to back. So they remade it to make it more like the MCU.
Right.
He was a regular in the original one, which I
Yep.
think was like Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I think so. Yeah.
Mhm.
I couldn't even tell you when those came out.
Those
I
were
wanna
I
probably
say
think that's where I
those-
found him. I think I found him
Okay.
from there. I've always been a Captain America hater. So the first time I saw Black Panther, it was him whooping Captain America. It was like a clip on YouTube or whatever, him whooping Captain America. And I was like, wait a minute, there's a better Black Captain America? Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
And I spent that night, I was supposed to be in bed way before. I was literally on my phone under the covers, like looking up more Black Panther clips because I was like, I got to know more about this guy. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m.
That's it.
He
man.
handles them in the there was that old animated movie too. There's 2 of them.
I know
I
what
don't
you're
know
talking
about
about.
it.
Yeah.
And the second one's
The
all in
second one,
Wakanda, and he
yeah.
like handles Captain America in that movie too.
It's a classic it's like a classic interaction between the two of them
Yeah.
because not only has Captain America fought T'Challa, but he's also fought T'Chaka in his prime too. Because Captain America was like, he ended up, there's like a and it was in that cartoon that I was just talking about, but there's like a moment where Captain America ends up close to Wakanda during World War II. And T'Chaka's like, bro, get the fuck out. Like, you're not coming this way. And you know, of course, Captain America, they didn't understand each other and they fight. And yeah, no, T'Chaka hands him his ass there too.
Of course.
Until they eventually are like, wait, hold on. Maybe I don't think we need to be fighting. This is probably not what we should be doing. Obviously I'm oversimplifying that, but that's kind of what happened.
Aliens in that movie.
Yeah,
there's aliens here. We gotta deal with
I'm
this.
sure there's some other shit that went down, but no, Black Panther, he hands Captain America's ass on a few occasions. So
that's my boy.
No, that's definitely the way to do it, man. Yeah, Black Panther's definitely the GOAT. So that's how many people now have said Black Panther?
3.
It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people
Gotta love him.
Yeah. All right, cool. So
I mean, 3 out of, because we've only had 4, so 3 out of 4 so far.
that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. I mean, you said you were gonna choose that, but
I'll probably change it now.
yeah, because everybody's
and I've also kind of said my story on
Yeah,
this. So.
fair enough.
All right. So the final question is, what comic book movie are you most excited to see that's coming out?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Most excited to see.
His answer is gonna be very different from everybody else's.
Dude, I'm hoping it's not. Because
It's gonna
it's
be
gonna
very
make me so
different.
pumped if it isn't.
It's not a movie, but I'm actually
Oh.
really hyped for Armor Wars. I'm really hyped for Armor
told
Wars.
you.
Okay.
Very
I'm really
different.
hyped. I
Interesting.
like Ironheart. So
Yeah?
getting to see her, I know she's probably going to be in this Wakanda Forever movie also.
She is. She's
Um,
making her first MCU appearance in that movie.
I'm hyped for that. I'm
It
hyped for that.
seems
Is it-
like they're gonna make her as if she's like a protege of Shuri,
Goated.
which in the comics she's Tony Stark's protege, but he's not around anymore. So
Right.
it's probably gonna be more so. They're probably gonna go with the whole she made her own Iron Man suit in college or whatever, but then Shuri probably took her on as her like tech protege. So that's what I'm thinking they're going for.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that.
Yeah.
I love Ironheart. I think Ironheart's super cool. That was one of the first comics that I actually like got super into. Like I was waiting for the
interesting.
next ones to come.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that's
Okay.
just really cool to me. Like I've always liked Iron Man, and then seeing that they had a black woman Iron Man, like that's next level
Yeah.
for me. You know,
Not even
That's
woman,
dope.
bro. Like a black girl. She's
Facts.
She's 15. Like,
That's so fire.
yeah.
That's so fire. Like I was so hyped. So I'm really hyped for Armor Wars. That's not a movie, but that's the most like that's gonna be a show if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show. She's also gonna get her own show.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be heat. That's gonna
Yeah.
be heat. I'm so
So-
hyped for that.
I'm curious to
Alright.
see how big of a role she's gonna play in Armor Wars because I think it comes out after her show.
They didn't even mention it in the last Comic-Con.
Which one? Armor Wars?
Armored
or-
Wars.
They didn't, but they did mention it at D23.
Okay. Because we were
Yeah, that's
talking
where I
about it in
saw
our
it.
Comic-Con episode.
Yeah, they brought because at Comic Con they didn't say anything about Armor Wars, and everybody was like, "Is this show not happening anymore?" And then we saw the trailer for Secret Invasion, and Rhodey was in it, so everybody's like, "Oh, well, maybe they canceled Armor Wars because they're putting them more in this show." But then at D23 they were like, "Nope, psych, Don Cheadle's here. Guess what? We're still doing the show." So we just forgot, guys. Sorry, we fucked up.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be fire. There is a lot of dope stuff coming up, but I think that's the one that I'm most hyped for. I don't really care too much for Ant-Man. Like, you know, that the a lot of the stuff that's coming up soon. I'm not super hyped for it, but that's one that I'm actually like, yo, I'm lit.
I would say the biggest thing you should look forward to with Ant-Man is the villain. Just seeing Kang the Conqueror. and
I
what they're
loved him in
gonna
Loki.
what they're gonna do with him in Ant-Man. I don't think he's gonna have as big of a role as they're making us believe.
Yeah, I think it was
That's cool.
very
That movie?
Thanos at the end of Avengers.
Yeah, but he's gonna be in it. He's gonna make his appearance there. So as actual Kang, because he wasn't technically Kang in Loki.
Yeah.
What
The
did they call
variant.
it? The one above all, or the one beyond
Oh,
everybody
Remains.
else, or whatever.
Something like that, though. I think it was the one who remains, something like that.
There it is, the one who remains. Yeah, so he wasn't technically the version of himself that's like the Conqueror. So we're gonna see the Conqueror version. So that's gonna be cool. But yeah, that was a very different answer, man. We've gotten a lot of DC answers for that question, actually.
Like
yeah,
what?
You actually just broke the streak.
you did 2 Shazams, bro. 2 Shazam 2. 2 people said they were most excited for Shazam 2,
Nah.
and then the last person just said he was most excited for Black Adam.
I am a little hyped for Black Adam. My first favorite hero growing up was Black Panther. Number 2 was Shazam. So I was really hyped for that Shazam movie, and it let me down. I didn't really enjoy it that much. So I'm not really that hyped for Shazam 2.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
man.
understandable. Well, all right, man. Thanks for coming out. This was awesome. We're gonna definitely have you again for
Appreciate
another
y'all.
episode.
Gots to.
All right. Until next time.
See you,
All
bro.
right. Peace.
Back in the studio with another guest, Mr. King. We are here. We're back again.
You can't do another intro for us. This is gonna be.
I'm
in
not
the
doing
middle
it.
to the end
I'm
of the
not.
episode.
It's not another intro. I'm introducing another guest.
It sounds like you're about to say, "Hey, everybody."
I'm introducing another guest. Probably one of my favorite guests, even though I feel like I've said that about every guest. But another great guest that we've had on the show
The first and only guest that took my spot for an
took your
episode.
fucking place
and
for a week, bro.
Raised the bar, if anything.
Man, we had him back on episode 94. His name's right in the title because it was an interview about him and his character, Ace Blade. But welcome back, my boy, Danny J. Quick.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. And you should tell every guest that they're your favorite guest, man. That's how you make us feel welcome. That's why, that's why you got 100 and something episodes now.
Yeah, man.
That's how you get them to keep coming back, man. Y'all are just great to talk to. Nice to meet you. I didn't,
Nice to meet you too. It's weird because I do also because I watch your TikToks, I do feel like I know you. And I listen to that episode, so I feel like we've talked, but no, this is the first time we've talked.
But that's all right. I'm gonna get on an episode later. We can all all chat for sure.
Yeah, we can definitely take our time and vibe out to the fullest. You know what I mean? With no limitations, because we're trying to keep this one. Everybody knows what we're doing at this point. I don't know what order this is gonna fall in, but I'm assuming this will probably be somewhere at least in the middle. So, but we're here. We had Danny J. Quick on.
We might need to pause for a second. We're getting a writing there.
All right. Okay, let's see.
Is it me?
No, it's not you.
No, it's not you.
It's this machine thingy.
Oh.
Is Quick really your last name?
It absolutely is. My
Every
dad
time I say it, I'm like, man, that's a cool ass name, Danny J. Quick.
just wish it was true most of the time. I can't do anything fast these days.
Is it still stuck on there?
Yeah, it's still counting like we're recording now.
Didn't we have this happen before?
Yeah, it just cleared on its own like that.
Okay.
All right, we should be good.
You think
We might need to edit just this weird part out.
Yeah.
But
All right.
it should be fine.
All right. We'll keep going then, I guess. Or we'll leave this in. Who knows?
I mean, we could definitely just leave it in.
We could just leave it in. But we're not. It's the magic of
That
podcasting.
seems like our style. So
It
we just
does.
leave it in.
I could edit this out, but I don't
Gotta
feel
make it
like
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun, man. But no, for anybody that doesn't know, yeah, Danny J. Quick, man, great dude, number one. Number two, creator of the character Ace Blade. He created his own comic book. When he was on the episode with us, I talked at length with him about it. It's an amazing comic. I definitely recommend it. Highly recommend it. You just came out with issue 6, right?
Issue 6, that's right. Cream, Cash Rules Everything, the first part of that series. So we're excited. You know, we're getting into some strange territory. We're about to start bringing in sidekicks and all that kind of stuff. But don't
Oh,
don't tell
nice.
nobody about that. Don't tell nobody about
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, man. But like I went on at length about it before, dude. But yeah, everything you've put together so far, man, is very, very impressive. Like when I received that graphic novel, like I was thoroughly blown away. And like you said, we follow you on TikTok. That's where I found you at, and very impressed with your work. I just saw you do your that Ace Blade Batman drawing you just did, and that was really dope. Did you see that?
I don't think I saw that
Yeah,
one.
he drew Ace Blade going against Batman because a lot of people compare him to Batman because which is I feel like is unfair because it's just people only say that because he's just another character that doesn't have powers and
Yeah.
he just fights, with his bare fist. And I feel like any character without powers automatically gets
Yeah.
compared to Batman
Yeah.
because Batman doesn't have
You're either
powers.
Batman
It's
or
like,
Punisher. And it's
Yeah.
Batman has that real estate in people's minds. So you're always gonna get compared to the legends, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. You're always gonna get that. So it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that I feel like is not fair is like people are always like, oh, well, it like you said, it's just another Batman clone. It's just another Superman clone. It's just another Wonder Woman clone. Realistically, every superhero is just a clone of one of them. You know what I mean? Like there's the top, right? There's like the blueprint of superheroes, and everybody else is literally just like a branch off of that character in some way, shape, or form. Like you can only have so many unique characters before it's just like
And they're clones of other characters. They are Sherlock Holmes and Zeus and
Right.
Aphrodite. They are clones of characters too. So but that's how if that's how people relate to it in their mind. I'm all for it. I'm gonna use it to I'm gonna use it to build the brand. I'm gonna make it work.
yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So when you were on, we talked like I said, we talked at length about this, and we talked about like how you got into doing it, what got you into comics, what got you into all of this. But we're here and we're asking all our guests the same question, which is what with the world the way it is now, right? Like these characters are coming straight off the pages, and I'm sure at some point you're gonna be working to make an Ace Blade movie pop happen. You know what I mean? We have so many superhero movies and TV shows and everything going on, but what has been your favorite comic book movie going experience? Like, because I feel like it means something different to everybody. You know what I mean? So where are you with that? Where's your favorite comic book going experience? Comic book movie going experience?
Yeah, man. I think, and I love the movies. First of all, me and my wife met at the movies, and we take our kids to the movies all the time. Even though there's 6 of us in the family, it's ridiculously expensive.
Oh man, I couldn't.
But
I gotta need you to pause. You met your wife at a movie?
yes, yes, absolutely.
That's your favorite going experience. That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one. That's the one. But
either you told me that or I saw you make a video about it.
Yeah,
I did know that. Yeah.
About it. But that wasn't a superhero movie. It was that was a horror movie, but which we don't even really watch. But for superheroes, it's either got to be Black Panther or actually I want to say Into the Spider-Verse, because that was one that my whole extended family got together and watched. Spider-Man is one of those characters that literally everybody can relate to, and when it was Miles Morales, and it's an animated film, the kids can come, the grandparents can come, and I want to say it was my 3rd time seeing it in the theater, but literally my cousins, my mom, my wife's grandma, like everybody that we could get to come came. And it wasn't the event like Black Panther, like we wasn't dressed up. It was just, hey, let's all go on a Saturday and watch this movie. So it was that was one of my favorite movie going experiences for comic books. And Spider-Man Miles Morales did that for us, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah. What was the consensus? Did the grandmas like it? Did everybody
Yeah,
the movie?
yeah. So my mom is an art. Well, she was an artist, and then she was an art teacher. Well, she still is an artist. So she was kind of the driving force, and then of course me, I make comics. So she was like, oh, we got to go see this movie. It's a Black Spider-Man,
Right.
So
and the art style is amazing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the animation
is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's just a solid movie. At the end of the day, too, like the the whole passing of the torch, and the legacy, and believing in yourself, and great power comes great responsibility. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
Just did a
absolutely.
great job with it.
I agree, man. I think when that movie was announced, Sean wasn't the most excited about it. I was super pumped. I kept telling him, like, dude, I'm super pumped for this movie. I don't get it. It's animated. I don't know, man. I was super excited for it. To me, it's one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man movie. I know people don't like to compare it to the live action versions because they're like, oh, it's different. But like, if we're talking all Spider-Man movies,
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite.
you in there, man. You right. It's definitely top two. It's definitely top two for me. Just like Batman though. When I think we talked before about Batman. Mask of the Phantasm is top two for me, and there have been some great Batman movies. But yeah, I'll go with that. Like, that's one movie that I can literally put on at any time. I just wish they would stop changing which streaming service it was on, so I can watch it anytime.
They did do that a lot, didn't they? Because
Yeah,
is it on Netflix now, or did they take it off Netflix too?
I have it on Prime Video, so that's where I watch it. So I just went and bought it. So I was
I did the same thing. I was like, let me go buy a Blu-ray, man, and stop messing around. Stop playing with these streaming services.
exactly.
That's crazy.
I'm so pumped he said Mask of Phantasm. Like, yeah, true comic book fan.
We
Right.
did have a whole Batman conversation that you missed out on. One of my favorite clips on our TikTok is when I asked you who was your Batman, and your answer was Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, man.
Yeah.
That was the best fucking answer you could have
Yeah.
gave.
That dude's voice is it's iconic to me. Anytime I literally thought about having a Kevin Conroy voice actor from TikTok do Ace Blade's voice, because I
Oh,
respect
wow.
him so much. Like, he auditioned and everything. I was just like, man, I can't do that. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
People, when they hear it, they will think Batman automatically. So,
Right.
there we go, leaning into that stereotype again. But maybe
Man, if we talking voice actors for Ace, you should have let me know, man. I'll audition.
hey, don't play around, man. I'll put you to work.
Listen, I've been considering now for a long time if I should try to become a voice actor, man. It seems like a really fun thing to do.
It
We
is,
can talk
it is.
more about that later though, because I
Absolutely,
get deep
absolutely.
into that. But all right, what we got? What's the next question, Sean? What we
So,
got?
what comic book movie are you most excited to see that's coming out?
Or TV show?
Or
Any,
could be a
okay,
I
TV
guess
show.
any comic book property, because now we got special presentations and stuff from
Man.
Marvel. So any comic book
Yeah.
thing
Dang on, Wakanda Forever is right around the corner.
right
But
around the corner.
but I think for me it's gonna be Secret Invasion, man. They announced Secret Invasion at the Disney, I want to say, was it Disney Plus Day?
Yeah, was it?
And
I think it
man,
was.
that trailer was so dope. And I just can't wait to see it, because I feel like they've been dropping things already that are gonna connect to it. And I think that's one that I'm gonna have high expectations for. And I'm excited to see what comes of it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for that one too. It's again one of those things where it's like kind of like when they did Civil War, where it's like, okay, it's not gonna be what the comic book is. So
Yeah.
what are you guys gonna do with it exactly? And I mean, they fucking nailed that. So yeah, the trailer does look dope. I wasn't unexcited for this property when it was announced, but I wasn't like excited. But the trailer definitely gave me a different feel. I was like, yeah, no, this seems like this.
As
might
soon
go
as they started introducing the scrolls, I knew, like, I'm like, that's one of my next to World War Hulk. World War Hulk is my favorite comic book arc of all time. But
it's
Secret
fire.
Invasion
It's good.
is one of those that's like right there with it. It's like, man, like, and like you said, since it's the MCU and it's gonna be different, like you're not gonna know, what to expect. And I think that the actors have just been so good that they'll be able to fool us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. They're gonna put Samuel L. Jackson, his old self, to work.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna go, because he seemed like he was struggling in Captain Marvel, but
He was.
What
They
is he
tried.
like?
They had
He's
this
like
man doing action
70-something.
scenes.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
He's like 70 something now, man.
Just CGI his whole body at this point and let
I
him.
know, right?
They just gotta get someone else for the running scenes. Like,
Yeah.
don't make him try to struggle in the running.
Yeah.
Put his face on somebody else's body. I know they can do it. They've done it plenty of times before.
But all right, man, this was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you
dude.
so much for coming back. Like we said, full episode soon. We gotta get together,
100%.
talk
Okay.
about comic book market. We don't have to talk about that, but I'll be excited to talk about that.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have some questions for you. I'm gonna bring my notepad. But I appreciate y'all having me back. I'll catch y'all next time.
Another guest. I'm so excited for this one. Once again, one of my favorite guests of all time. I've said that about all the guests, but they're all great, man. They're all great. You know what, Sean? We've been very fortunate. We haven't had that many guests. We've had about 10 total,
Yep.
but they've all been really solid guests.
All of them have been really
They've
great.
been really good guests. They all brought something unique to the table. They all brought something different. And man, if we're talking about like pure comic book knowledge and just like his ability to research and just know shit. Like I feel like when he was on the episode, he schooled us on a lot of stuff. We were scared going into
Yep.
it. Like we're comic book fans, we read them, but we're in comparison to this guy, we are real casual. But man, it's so great to have you back, man. We got the comic detective himself, Jay, back on an episode with us, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What is that? Who? Arsenio Hall. It's the Arsenio Hall greeting. I'm doing good, brother. How y'all?
Good,
Oh,
man.
doing great.
Good, man. It's good to talk to you again, man. I know you've been on a little bit of a hiatus and everything. We've missed your lives, man. We've missed your TikToks. They really are like, I'm no bullshit. Like I've learned a lot from like watching you, man, and like the way you break stuff down and like the amount of research you put into like the videos you make. It's crazy. It's very inspiring and it's crazy, man. I've learned a lot from you, bro. So I'm not just, blowing smoke up your ass when I say that. Like I mean it.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And you know what? If you want to blow smoke up my ass, it still feels good. But I'll take whatever you give me. I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I remember on our episode arguing, and I was like, man, I'm usually really good at these arguments, and I'm not gonna be able to win.
Yeah,
You-
I was
You
he
really-
knows too much. He's naming issues. I can't name any issues of comic books to help my point.
But you did really good though. You laid out your points really well. I will give you that.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it brings a lot coming from you.
Uh,
But if you guys want to listen to the episode we had Jay on, it is episode 89. It's titled Batman versus Spider-Man. So often when we have guests on the show, we'll not sometimes, we always ask our guests if there's anything particular that they would like to talk about, right? Because we want to make people feel as welcome and as comfortable on our show as we possibly can. And you actually came to us with this topic of Batman versus Spider-Man, which I thought was a great topic because I know it's something that was often debated like on your TikTok and in your lives and stuff like that, of like which character is more iconic, which one's stronger, which one will win in a fight, yada yada yada.
better
yada.
villains.
Better villains, which is always like who's the better rogues gallery. Yeah, always a big point
Uh-huh.
between the two of
That
them.
was a
Man,
good episode.
it was a good episode when we had a lot of fun.
That's
and-
the episode we finally had somebody fight in Hogwarts.
Oh,
You remember that?
yeah,
Yes.
Hogwarts has been in that bin for us to choose forever, and that was finally the one we had it. It was Rhino versus Bane
it was.
at
Mhm.
Hogwarts. Such a weird combination. It was
a weird
great.
combination. Hey, that's what we do here at Cape Scouts and Close Calls, the podcast. You know what I mean? We have fun.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. So thanks for coming back on. We just got a couple questions for you.
So yeah, we're gonna start out with what has been your favorite comic book movie or favorite comic book movie going experience. If you have an experience, that's what we rather hear.
My favorite comic book movie going experience, Batman 89. So it's
I'm
the
so
first,
excited for this answer because it's different than everybody else.
It is very different from everybody else.
it's the first comic book movie I ever saw at the movie theater. And both my parents, they took me. I was 12 years old. And it was just the greatest thing ever because I had read a couple of Batman comics. So I'm used to him being in the gray suit with the yellow symbol and the blue cape. And then to see 5'0" Michael Keaton look bigger than life in an all black suit. And I didn't even notice he couldn't turn his neck when I was watching it. You don't realize stuff like that. 'Cause the awesomeness is on the screen. So you don't notice what's wrong with it. You just notice how beautiful it is. And probably the greatest experience I ever had.
That's yeah.
That's an awesome answer.
That is
It
an
brought such a
awesome
big
answer.
smile on my face too.
Yeah,
And-
no.
Great movie. It'd be different if it was like a really bad movie. And I'm like, yeah, my parents took me to go see this, Batman and Robin, it'd be
Yeah.
different. Yeah, that was a great movie. So
I mean, that everybody, like, that's a lot of people's favorite Batman movie. It's a lot of people's bet that is their Batman. Like, I feel like, is it yours? Like, we always ask that question to people. Who is your Batman?
Michael Keaton is my Batman.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, I know people that like my sister-in-law always talks about Michael. Like, she's not a comic book person, but like she will be like, oh, but Michael Keaton Batman.
That's crazy.
And to just think, I didn't notice this, I didn't know they put lifts in his boots to make him seem taller. Because like I said, dude's like 5'4", something like that.
Yeah, he's an overall pretty small dude. They like to cast small people to play Batman, it seems like. But yeah, he's overall a pretty small dude. I know that came out. It's obviously well known now. He wore like these custom like black Nike boots that had like lifts in them that made him look taller. But yeah, I'm sure at the time you were probably like, who is this dude? Like,
I remember him from Mr. Mom. So I'm like, why they got a comedian playing Batman? And
right.
he's just an awesome actor. That's what it is. It doesn't matter what you put him in.
Yeah, that's great. It's funny to think he was probably the first like Batman casting controversy, right? Because Adam West is like, I don't think anybody cared about that at the time because it was just like he was the first one on screen. Nobody was like, oh my God, he can't play Batman. And it was just like, whatever. But I do remember, I wasn't even born in 1989, right? But I know enough about the history of it that people were like, yeah, Michael Keaton, what? Isn't he Mr. Mom? Like, he was a comedic actor and nobody thought he could like play this serious, like dark, gritty Batman role. And Tim Burton really was like,
I always thought it was the opposite though, because that was like the first thing that took it and made it gritty. I don't think people knew that going in.
yeah, that.
I was born in 91, so I also wasn't there, but that was always my understanding and then that like affected like that in combination with the animated series is what made Batman serious. Because before that it was like that Adam West, very like
campy
and jokey. And
we were used to the Adam West because I used to love Batman the movie with Adam West because it had Catwoman and the Penguin, Joker, and I think it was those three only. I don't think Riddler was in it, but that's what I was used to growing up. But with the trailers, you saw Batman in an all-black suit, so you knew, all right, this is not going to be a typical kids movie, Right. So trailer, you knew it was going to be hard. It was going to go hard, And it did. It blew my mind, and it had a lot of influence on Batman the Animated Series. If you look at the car, how gritty the animated series was, it took that influence from Batman '89. But to this day, that is still my favorite Batman movie. It's better than The Dark Knight to me to this day.
Wow.
are you excited to see him reprise his role in the Flash movie?
Is he
You
doing
could
that,
say no, it's
or is he
fine.
doing Thomas Wayne?
I think he's doing Bruce.
I think
Is he
he's
doing
he's
Bruce?
Yeah,
Okay.
He's like Bruce from Batman Beyond.
Oh, so
I
it's gonna be
am-
just like the older Bruce in
Yeah.
the chair kind of role.
I am excited. It's tempered excitement though, and not because of him, because of Ezra Miller. I hope that that's
I mean, they're also saying that like this is gonna be the one and only Flash movie with him, and they're gonna change the actor for the next one.
I think they've already kicked them off of it.
Yeah, they I didn't like their portrayal in Flash, and then him as an actor just went off the deep end too. So I was like I have no problem whatsoever with them recasting. 'Cause I honestly, this is super off topic, but I always felt like he was not a good Barry Allen. Maybe you could argue could have been like a Wally West, but
He definitely would have been better
either
as
way, I
Wally
wasn't a
West.
huge fan of his portrayal at all.
me either.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That kind of almost leads us to our next question. What comic book movie are you most excited, or it could be a TV show that you're most excited to see coming out?
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Count
Yeah.
8.5 days, counting down. I was not the biggest fan of Black Panther. yeah, the movie, I would always talk about the cultural relevance, especially as a black man. It was important for my kids and for young African Americans to see uh, the portrayal of a comic book hero who was not, he wasn't a copy of a white superhero. Like, not to say Falcon or Isaiah Bradley were copies of Steve Rogers, but they were Captain America.
Right.
Right.
Falcon is Captain America now. Black Panther is his own character, you know? So it was awesome to see, and to see this country in Africa that was, I mean, the technology wise, it was the greatest country in the world. Financially, it's the greatest country in the world. So culturally, I think Black Panther is the greatest movie ever. But storyline, I've seen the story before. Action, I don't think Ryan Coogler is the best director when it comes to action, at least not in that. Not when you compare it to like Civil War or Winter Soldier,
Right.
or Infinity War. You know, the Russo brothers, they killed it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I always say, I've said this for a long time and many times on our podcast. I feel like Black Panther was better portrayed in Civil War than he was in his own movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I like his portrayal in there better.
But I will tell you, Wakanda Forever, just based off the trailers, the first trailer almost had me in tears, man. And the thought of them replacing what's the young brother's name? Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, the thought of them replacing him, it hurt, but I know it was necessary, you know, to keep the story going. But I so look forward to it. I don't care which actress they have as the new Black Panther. I don't care. I love to see Namor. I love that Namor is of Mexican descent. I love that. You know? Marvel is going to kill it with that movie, and I really hope and pray that it's everything I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm super excited about Wakanda Forever. With it, you know, it's hard to not think about what it would be like if Chadwick was still alive. But I do like that they aren't shying away from it, and they didn't just go like, yeah, we're just gonna put another dude in the suit and just pretend like this didn't happen, right? It seems like they're clearly gonna be like, no, we didn't just lose him in real life, like we lost him in the movie, like he's gone, and we're going to acknowledge that. And it almost seems like they're writing the story around that fact. I've been doing my best to try to avoid all the like extra trailers and teasers.
I only watched the first trailer.
Yeah, I watched the first two. So I watched the teaser and then like the first full trailer.
Yeah.
But I've been avoiding all the clips. But from what I'm seeing, it's looking like one of the reasons why Namor is like making this move is because there is no current Black Panther in place. And so the fact that they like was just like, yeah, we're gonna take this, we're gonna write around it, we're gonna incorporate it into the story. It's just like, no, it's impressive. All of it, it's a very impressive thing.
And it's such a dedication. If that's what they're doing, that's such a dedication to Chadwick Boseman. You know,
yeah.
We lost you in real life, but we also lost you in the movie world. So yeah, I look forward to it.
No, definitely. I'm right there with you, man. Like you said, 8 days and counting. You got your tickets yet?
I do not have my tickets. I do not.
You gotta get on that.
I'm always late to buy tickets, dude. I've been so busy with work lately. I'm always late to buy tickets, but I will be there that first night. If I have to, a kid and his dad to get their tickets, I will be there. The police will drag out. I'll just say, hey, can you wait till after the movie? I'll go.
Right?
You know,
you can put me in the handcuffs now. Just let me sit here at least.
Exactly. Can you put the popcorn in my mouth at least? Put my face in it.
But all right, man, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming back. This is great. Seriously, you should hit us up when you're in Chicago. Maybe we could do an in-person episode. That'd be a blast.
Definitely.
Would love to do that. Absolutely. And congratulations to you guys. 100 episodes.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you.
100 and counting. Hopefully we can continue.
And count. That's what I love to hear, man. 100 and counting. No,
sir. We are back again with another one of our incredible guests that we've had before. And you know what, Sean? I like to think that this one came full circle because we had this guest back on episode 22. And here we are, the year of 22, and he's back again. It's been a long time.
And this is probably going to be episode 102.
You know
We're
what I
gonna keep
mean?
the twos going.
It's just full. It's the circle of bloody life. You hear me? But we got him back again. What's special about this guest, Sean? What's special about this guest is that he's not only just a guest on our show, but he's a friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend in real life. We've known him since before we started this podcast. We'll probably know him for many years after this all fades to dust and this ship that we've been sailing on eventually sinks.
I feel like you just said that all of our other guests haven't been friends.
No, they
First of all,
they
this
have
podcast
been
will
friends.
never sink.
But some guests became friends after we had them as guests.
That's true.
This
True.
guest
Most
has been a
actually are
friend.
that
Yeah,
way.
exactly. This guest has been a friend since the beginning. He was there early on. Anyway, enough introduction. Let me get to who he is. It's weird. I was gonna say your first name, and I questioned myself, and I was like, I don't even know if I know his first name. Because I only know you
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 just
know what's
went on this
funny?
whole tangent
as my best
about
friend.
how he was a friend.
One of my
Listen, actually,
my great
you know what's
friend,
funny?
Sharif.
Most people in my life don't even know my first name.
Dude, I swear to
That's
you,
because of Sean. It's Sean's
longest-
fault.
for the longest
Do you know
time,
what's
I didn't know
crazy?
your first name wasn't
Yeah.
Sharif.
I'm pretty confident that I started that.
Yes, it's your fault.
So years later, it started in junior high?
Yeah.
Or maybe
eighth
it
grade,
was
I think.
earlier. I think it started when we first met, which was before junior high.
There's two mods.
Yeah, because there was two
Yeah.
Ahmads. There was
Shit, this must have been like sixth grade.
yeah. So since we're fucking in our 30s now.
2004.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
Crazy.
around back in sixth grade with you guys, but hey, I think
You were in spirit.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You're just as much family. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for
man.
having
I
me back.
appreciate
First
that.
of all,
Dude. Thanks for coming back, man. We know you're a busy man. It's hard. It's hard to
No.
pin you down, bro. It's like
No.
trying to nail an egg to the wall. You know what I mean? You just keep. It's hard. It's tough. But we got you back. We were like, hey, we only need 15 minutes of your time. Tell your wife to calm down.
that's what sold me.
Yeah. That's it. Did you send him the questions? Does he even know what we're
I sent
talking
him the
about?
questions.
Do
He knows
you
the
know what we're
questions.
talking about?
We-
I have
we
no
gotta
idea
talk
what
about
you're
his
talking
episode
but I'm
still.
ready.
Oh,
You
we do
just
have to
moved
talk
right on.
Shit, you're right. We do have to talk about his episode. So if you want to hear more of Sharif, go back and listen to episode 22. Probably one of my favorite episodes.
I was just thinking it too. That was a great topic. we
It
had.
was a
That
great
was a good
topic,
topic.
but it was we talked about what makes a hero, superheroes, anti-heroes, and villains. Like what's the difference between all of those terms, all of those people.
I feel like we got
and
deep at one point.
we
Like,
did.
we
I
got
think-
really into like
Yeah, pretty deep.
yeah.
I want to say this is probably one of the first episodes where like we really dove in and like tried to not only like really do like research, but like give like more philosophical
right.
kind of
The full
answer.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like before that, it was always just like reviews and like what did we think? But like this was like, now we want to really try to dive into this. And it was a good episode. It was an early one.
Yeah, that was definitely the first episode outside of reviews and verses.
Yeah, I think it was. I think anything before that,
Right.
we didn't really talk about much.
It's all been versus episodes are good though. I like the verses.
Yeah, we don't do them enough.
We don't do
Yeah.
it.
We've
I
done
agree.
some different things. Like our last guest we did, it was Batman versus Spider-Man, but we got into like who had the better villains, who had the cooler story, like
Oh, that's
more
cool.
so than them fighting. And we pinned like characters. Like we had Miles Morales, Spider-Man versus Robin, Damian Wayne Robin. Like we did it differently than our typical versus episodes. And
How'd
then
that
we've
go?
had like we've changed it. We've done a pick 2 or pick 3 to fight 6.
Yeah,
Like we've done some different ways to do it. We got to go back to our traditional.
we do. We got to go back to our roots.
Yeah.
Back to
'Cause
the
that's what we're
roots.
doing here, man. We're going back to our roots. Sharif is a part of our roots, man.
I'd do
Now we're
that.
here again. Thanks for
We're
coming
excited
back,
to have
bro.
you back here,
We're
man. We got
excited
2
to have you
questions
back.
for you here.
All right.
Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. The first question is, what has been your favorite comic book movie going experience? If you don't have an experience, you can also just say a movie.
So the experience I had, the best experience I had was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But the favorite movie was Iron Man 2 itself.
Please explain the Guardians of the
Both are
Galaxy.
interesting answers.
They are very interesting.
I want you to
answers.
elaborate on both.
You know, it's just one of those memory things. I think with Guardians of the Galaxy, we went with a group of like 10 of us. Some of my friends dressed up as, you know, Batista at that time. They all wanted just, you know, they came in with the WWE belts. Not even the character.
So not even as Drax. They just went as Batista.
Yeah. But, you know, we went in. It
Hilarious.
was fun, laughing from start to finish. And then the movie was just great, right? And then
Bro,
we
I
left.
hate that movie.
Sean infinitely.
I think that movie is so
Infinitely.
terrible.
That's what I was going to bring up. Because I love that movie. I don't know why everybody talks shit about it.
Yeah, nah, Sean hates that.
Do you like it better than the first?
No, not better than the first. No.
This is my thing.
But it's
You knew
amazing.
you knew the beginning, you knew the ending within the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I thought
Yeah.
Drax got super annoying. I felt like a lot of the humor just didn't land for me, and that's
Really?
why I think that movie just like. I think they try to copy the first one too much, and they missed the mark. Like they probably should have eased the humor slightly back.
So I agree with
And
the
it would have been
humor
a better
thing,
movie.
But I agree with the humor,
And
thing, but it was
It
so
should have been so
like,
predictable.
but it's slight, you know. It's not like for example, the new Thor, the what is
Love
it
and
called?
Thunder?
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I hated it because of
We
the
hated
Oh,
it
yeah, our
too.
review was that
We
movie was
hated
crap.
it.
Really, it's too
Yeah,
much, right?
yeah,
That I can't stand that. Like it's too kiddie too. Like I thought Chris Pratt was way better than that movie. Anyway,
He was.
yeah, it was just I still like the storyline and how they kind of presented it in the movie of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's nice, even though
I
you
mean,
knew
that's
what was
fair.
going on.
I mean, that's why we asked this question, right? Like, what's your favorite experience? We wanted to do more than just like, what's your favorite movie? Because that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the fact that you did that, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which again, Sean infamously hates. He talks about it constantly.
so does everybody else.
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
people hate that movie.
Yeah.
And who knows, if you had a different experience when you saw it, then you may not like it as much as you do now, but you had such a great experience seeing it, right? So
Yeah.
it's different for you. Like
It might have made the movie better because of who we went with and how the day got started too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did this come out when you were in Minneapolis, or were you home again?
I was in
Before
Minneapolis.
you're in Minneapolis. This is Minneapolis, friends.
Yeah, they were crazy.
Gotcha. I feel like that made it better too. Like it was like you went
know
away, you
what?
made a new group of friends, and like this was a cool experience for it. Like I enjoyed the group of friends I saw. Like something about when I was in Grenada, seeing with those friends was like it was
Yeah.
just different, so it was cool. Like
It's
I have a
different,
lot of
right.
like, and we saw a lot of movies, so I have like a lot of different memories of us going to the movies out there.
yeah, now when
Yeah.
we go see superhero movies, we're just sitting there critiquing it the whole
We
time. It's
are,
like,
we really are.
Well,
Just
that
hating
was
on
about
it.
the
that
movie.
was shit.
Dude, not only
That was
if
terrible.
you listen to a review for the Thor one, not only did we hate the movie, but we also hated it on the theater.
We did. That was a terrible
What do you mean?
experience, actually.
We went to Orland, Marcus.
Yeah,
I hadn't been to in a while, dude.
I
It
hadn't
was
been
like
to it in a while either. It feels so run down now.
our
really.
our theater was like dirty. Somebody had clearly like thrown their drink on the screen, so you saw like the smudge going
Holy
down
shit.
the
They
screen.
Are you
didn't
kidding
clean
me?
it. My seat was like sitting sideways.
Wow.
The recliner part was like broken, so it was like
Yeah,
lopsided. It was just
which is weird because like I always thought like that was like the top, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was
Orland
classic.
Marcus was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're going to like this is a nice theater, and then like since I don't live in Orland anymore, it's been years since I've gone to that theater, and
Yeah,
it was run down.
yeah,
Shitty,
it was not great, bro. That yeah.
But I cut you off on the Iron Man 2 answer. Why? So that was your favorite movie.
yeah. Favorite movie, I would say. I didn't even watch it in the theaters, to be honest with you. I think I saw it like on TV just randomly. I remember how good Iron Man 1 was because all the hype with it.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man 2 came out. Iron Man 3 was that, right? But Iron Man
Right.
2, I think, nailed it on the head. I think it's in the middle between both. Got my attention throughout the entire movie, I think.
Right.
That's why I really like it. You
Awesome.
know, a lot of these Marvel movies don't really like. I kind of lose track here and there.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, a lot of people consider Iron Man 2 to be vastly underrated. So
It's a good movie.
It is
I
a
like
good
Iron
movie.
Man too. I always like the suitcase suit. I
Yeah,
fucking
I
love
was-
that.
That was
suit.
badass.
I was gonna say Iron Man 2 probably has some of the most iconic Iron Man scenes, right? Like
Right.
other than him like, risking his life or whatever, but like the suitcase suit, the scene where him and Rhodey like first just fight
Yeah.
back to back, like
Yeah.
that fight scene it's not like it's a good scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Everything.
thought you were
about
gonna mention me asking you what they're saying in Iron Man 1, and then you being like, "Hey, are they speaking Arabic?" And you're like, "Some of them are."
that.
And what's crazy about it is if you understand, it's giving shit away. If you understand what they're talking about,
Yeah.
it was giving big plot points away.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I was like, man,
crazy.
all these people that understand the language is kind of ruining the
They're
movie
just
a
like,
bit. I think about it all
Oh.
the time though, about like, man, if like I ever see him speaking a different language, I was like, if you know this language, they could be like giving stuff away.
You know, but they were speaking it kind of weird. Like it was broken. Like it was somebody trying to, like somebody foreign's trying to speak English,
Yeah.
and they play it off as the perfect language. Like they're speaking everything correctly and grammar, but they weren't.
All right. Last question. What comic book movie, or it could be TV show, are you most excited that's going to be coming out?
Okay, so should I spoil the answer? Should I give you my first couple answers and why I hate this question?
Well, start with why you hate it.
I hate this question because I keep looking forward to movies that don't come out and it's just a fake poster online, right? I've been looking forward to this Nova movie since like 2014.
That's fucking hilarious. That is
And then-
hilarious.
So I saw
That
this
is the best
poster.
answer. That was the perfect answer.
There's a poster for what's the name? Craven the Hunter.
Craven the Hunter. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if that's real. If that's real,
That is.
It is real. We
It is
don't know
real.
when it's actually coming out, but it is real.
It's supposed to happen. It's one of those properties that are far out though, that you don't like anything could happen, but it is planned. It is cast with the
Aaron
Oh, it's
Taylor
cast.
Johnson.
Aaron Taylor, which
Johnson.
is
He's the guy that played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
or Kick Ass.
He also played Kick-Ass.
oh yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
So he's but like I almost feel like this movie is like the sense of like how Black Adam, like we knew about Black Adam 15 years before it actually happened. I feel like the same sense of this movie. Like we know it's supposed to happen, but it's not going to come out soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah,
like
that's the one I
years
want.
away.
Yeah.
For real.
But all right, that's a
So
cool answer.
more realistic though, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, obviously for the obvious reason.
I mean, that's yeah.
All right, are you excited? Did you know that they're doing a Christmas special?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it comes out like the week before Christmas. I want to
Yeah.
say it's a Christmas
not.
special. The trailer just dropped. It's like Drax and what's her name?
Mantis.
Mantis are trying to cheer up Star-Lord, Chris Pratt's character, so they take him back to Earth. You should watch the trailer. The trailer actually really.
Like I
made
did
me
see that. I can't remember now. I gotta rewatch.
Kevin
Did
Bacon.
it just come out the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer
Yeah,
just came
like
out
2
weeks
like
ago,
a
maybe.
week ago or so.
I will watch.
But yeah, I
Alright.
mean, it's like a full. It's a Marvel special presentation, so it's like the full. I don't know if the full cast is going to be in it, but it's like the main characters and like the same direct. James Gunn is directing it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
All right, awesome. We almost talked about you coming on for an episode for this, and we're a little bit over the time, but I'm going to ask you: did you watch Moon Knight, and how did you feel about it?
Yes, I did watch Moon Knight, and I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it.
I like
It's
it.
you did, Nick?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was a good show.
I don't know why I saw a lot of people talk shit about it. Like,
A lot of people did talk shit about it, and I some of the points I get, I understand. But overall, I did enjoy the show.
yeah, I'm kind of hungry for it. Like, I thought Loki was amazing too.
Yeah.
I'm hungry for that too. So it
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy that they started putting these shows out on like Disney Plus, and so we can really look forward to something. It's nice.
That's where the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special is going to be. It's coming straight to Disney Plus.
No way. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a theater thing. It's straight to Disney Plus.
But all right, man. Thank you so much for coming
All
on.
right, guys.
We appreciate it. We have missed you. This is great.
Yeah, I miss you guys too.
Yeah. Until next time, man. Bye.
Hopefully next time we'll be in the studio. See you guys.
Yeah,
Sure,
for
man.
sure.
Back again with another guest from the Capes, Cows, and Close Calls All-Star team, baby. So excited for this one. It's a good friend of ours,
We've known her for a while. Me and you both, Sean. We've worked with her. We've potted with her. We've befriended her. We've embraced her. We love who she is. Welcome back, Vivian.
Welcome back.
You guys, I'm so glad to be here, and thank you for all the kind words. But yes,
absolutely.
I love you both, and of course, I'm just glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me back.
Oh, we're so happy to get you back. You were ducking and dodging me for forever, but I was not letting it go. I was like, we're not completing this episode without getting Vivian back. There's no way I was going for it. Oh,
Once
also,
IRS, and I was like, oh, okay, I can take his call. I'll take
you go by Vivian and by Liz. I feel like I mostly call you Vivian. Do you?
You've got me to switch, actually.
Yeah, because you used to call her Liz.
I definitely used to call you Liz.
So I guess if we switch like midway, don't be shocked, audience. It's still the same person.
Same person.
She goes by two different names.
I mean, I've got it down to Vivian. Now, which do you prefer?
I'm good with either. I mean, I kind of feel like it's my superpower. People feel like I can be. People have named my personalities between Vivian and Liz. So it's like at work, they're like, okay, yeah, like an alter ego. Yeah. And so it's like, they're like, if I start getting a little snippy, they're like, oh, Liz is here. Liz is here.
See, but you got Vivian, you got Liz, but then you also have Viv.
I do.
Say Viv.
Yeah.
See, I would have said the opposite. I would have said Liz was professional you because I met you as Liz when we started working. And now that I know you in a personal sense, it's Vivian.
It's Vivian. See, it's like, yeah, people are like, I just found out your real name is Vivian. It's like, yeah, it's like,
yeah, I remember. I didn't know for the longest time.
Layers, yeah. But then it's like some of my people have just come up with like they've made the duo where it's been Livian or just Liv.
Livian. So like, I love it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that one. All right, guys. So if anybody wants to hear more of Vivian, we had her back on episode 40, where we talked about the top 10 female comic book characters. Definitely one of our more fun episodes.
It was a
good
blast.
Time.
It was also, fun fact, the only episode that my mom's listened to.
Wow.
Yep. That's
nice. Nice.
She loved how much we talked about Storm. That's like the thing that she remembers. She's like, I know who that character is.
Storm was a big one. Storm was high up on our list, wasn't she?
Yep.
She was. I think she was on everybody's list pretty much. But...
Yeah. So we all.
And I remember because you taught me, and I'm pretty sure it's in this episode, that she was in DC Comics as well. I don't think I knew that before that episode.
Yeah, the only crossover superhero between the two.
Bring in the knowledge, man. Oh, yeah. So anybody wants to hear more of her, which you should, go back, listen to episode 40. It was a great time. We all came with our own list of top 10 female comic book characters, and then we I'm trying to say the word.
Combined them?
Yeah, you could go with that one. I was going with a fancier word, but combined is fine.
What word are you trying to say?
Culminated. There it is.
Yeah.
Yes. We all culminated our list together and we came up with an ultimate top 10 female character list, and it was marvelous.
I feel like I want to read this into that episode.
It was a good episode.
I feel like it was a good episode. I feel like I don't remember it well enough. I don't even know who's going to be on the list.
Bro, I mean, we're over 100 episodes. That was episode 40. So that means that was 60 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here for you, Vivian. We're here for you. This is your show once again. So, Sean, let's hit her with the questions.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun. You know,
that you have that sound effect, and it's not going to be at any of the other ones.
It wasn't even that wasn't even a sound effect I was going for. Funny enough, I was thinking of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound.
Well, I got that. Yeah, I got it. You nailed it. Yeah.
The lights go down, and it's like.
All right, what has been your favorite comic book going movie experience?
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go with The Godfather, and that's gonna be Iron Man. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big, huge Iron Man fan from my background in Ironheart. I think it was just the build up to like that first time he gets on the suit and he embodies who he is. And Iron Man's always been one of my favorite characters because, I mean, he technically doesn't have any superpowers. He's smart and he's got all the money in the world. We've got, Jeff Bezos pretty much here, but he uses his money to make the ultimate suit for protecting the world and not, for his own gain type of deal. And I think I respect that, because I think that's more of what we need to be doing every day in our own world is, what are we using our money for? We have Jeff Bezos and we have, I can't think of Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, thank you.
Yeah.
And we have
Just
those
say
guys.
Elon like I know him.
Yeah, you don't know him
right?
personally.
Yeah,
Relax.
yeah. And so, everybody's trying to go into space, which is, it's cool. But I mean, you think about what one person could have done with all the money they put towards going into space and what they could have accomplished towards mankind type of deal. And that's really what Iron Man is about.
Yeah.
Of course, the comic books have their turns, ins and outs, but that's really, I think, what embodies so much of that. But that gave me that chill factor. As soon as he embodies it, and, he's got the hot rod red suit on, and he's there, and he's just like, you know what, I'm here to party, but my version of partying is saving the world.
Yeah.
And even though he's got some narcissism problems, but that's
Right.
part of what it works. It's like, hey, I saved the day. I'm spending my money, but at the end of the day, he's always going to do the right thing.
Absolutely. Yo, Jeff Bezos, with all of his $1 trillion, could have definitely built an Iron Man suit by now. There's
Exactly.
no reason why it doesn't exist.
Maybe he has one.
Maybe he
doesn't want us
does.
to know.
Maybe he put it on his fucking super yacht and he got mad since they didn't move the bridge for him. And he was like, I'm not bringing the suit out anymore. Not until you move this bridge. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But no, that definitely could happen. You started off and you were like The Godfather, and in my head I was like, Vivian, no, that's the wrong. We're talking about comic book movies, not.
Yeah, no, I thought
Not
the
real
same thing
movies.
too.
I was like, no.
Then I was like, I mean, I didn't know about Storm, but I was like, maybe she's gonna hit me with something that I didn't know already. Pull out the comic book. You didn't know this was a comic book first?
The Godfather of the MCU.
Right.
The Godfather of the MCU is what Robert Downey Jr. is known as. So
Did you see that movie in the theaters when it came out?
I did. So,
Oh,
fun fact, I have seen every single Marvel movie since X-Men, because one always comes out the week of my birthday. Even when I was in Australia, I saw X-Men 3 there in Australia.
When were you in Australia?
Like in 2006, I was there for a few months. So
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a story for another day. You are coach.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's see, Iron Man. That was 2008. So you saw it in the theaters.
Mhm.
Did you go like midnight release? Because they were still doing like midnight releases back then.
So that would have been my junior year of college. Oh, I'm showing my age here. But yes, actually, I think we did go to, I was in Michigan in undergrad, and we went to the midnight showing of Iron Man on that one. So, because we saw the Hulk movie. Was that 2 years before? No, Hulk was 2004. Yeah, but we definitely saw Iron Man at midnight, which was great. Which makes it even better because you don't know if you're tired or if it's just really giving you the chills, but it's like, nope, you got the chills.
You're trying to figure it out. Either I'm exhausted or I'm the most energized I've ever been in my entire life.
Exactly. I'm so strong.
Nice. I love it.
Awesome.
You know what's funny is that I didn't see the first Iron Man, I want to say, until maybe like 2011. Like I saw it years after it came out. And I remember when it came out, I was not interested in it. How stupid was I back then? Like looking back on it, it's unbelievable.
I think I'm like Vivian. I think I've seen every Marvel and DC movie.
That's crazy.
Since their
I think-
conception, pretty much.
I think I actually, the only one I missed was X-Men 1.
Which
I
was-
missed a lot.
I was young.
I think that was.
But every other one I've gotten.
No. Yeah, that was 2000. Yeah, I do remember that one because that one was.
Is that's before Spider-Man 1?
Yes.
The first X-Men?
I think
First
first Spider-Man
X-Men.
2002. If I'm not
The
Yeah.
first
mistaken.
Spider-Man was 2000.
So I feel like since the first Spider-Man I have,
crazy.
but I didn't get the X-Men. I remember seeing X2 in theaters, but I'm pretty sure I missed the first one. I'm
See-
right there with you. There's some I wish I haven't seen. I take it back. I missed the newest, which I'm okay with. I missed the newest Fantastic Four.
Fan Four
yeah.
Stick.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
I
with
mean, I
that one,
watched it when
so.
it came out. I didn't watch it in theaters though.
Yeah.
That's the
Wasn't worth the money.
and he dragged me to Hellboy. I didn't want to see the last Hellboy.
Yeah, that was
And that movie was rough. Did you like the last Hellboy? It was
Did you
super
see
rough.
Hellboy?
Yeah, I did see it. So I mean, that was a rough one.
It was.
And then I'm mad that I left out of quarantine in 2020 to go see New Mutants.
Oh, we
So-
did too.
We did too.
I was like,
Risked
oh
our
my God.
lives to watch that movie, and it was not even worth it.
I was like, really? Oh my God. I might get COVID because of this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't even worth the 5-minute drive up the street. Oh my god.
All right. What is a comic book movie or TV show for that matter that's coming out that you're most excited for?
Okay, I wasn't as excited about it as I am now, but it's definitely the new Blade movie. And I'm very excited about that because they just snagged the new director.
Yeah, I
that
was about to
did
say they got the new
Lovecraft
director.
Country. And I love that series so much. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, if they're going into that type of direction, that's going to be a crazy movie. So, and plus, I mean, the original Blade is near and dear to everybody's heart. So, and I think Mahershala is going to kill it. So,
I
hopefully.
agree. Yeah. I was very excited when they announced the new director. And I didn't know who he was until they said, like, oh, known for Lovecraft Country. And I was like, that's absolutely perfect. That is great. You never watched that show. But I would argue that's where like Jonathan Majors like really got to start, or at least his big stardom from that show.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good. The show, seeing what he did with the show really gives you high hopes for what he could do with the movie. And like you said, Mahershala, how do you say his name? Mahershala. First of all, they wasted him in Luke Cage. So I'm glad they brought him back. I'm glad they realized like he's worth more than what we did to him in Luke Cage. Let's get him back. Let's have him do something else.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good choice. Interesting. Blade, huh? That's the first. Yeah, that's different. I like it too. It's a good choice.
Like, but I'm different. Hey.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Blade too. I'm also excited. And so Sean just fucking watched Game of Thrones for the first time ever. He just finished it. So now he gets to see Jon Snow, Kit Harington do some sword shit in the MCU. Are you more excited about that now or what?
He's holding the sword
again, about it.
Okay.
Holding the sword again.
Oh, yes. What a perfect choice for Black Knight. Oh man, it was so great talking to you again, Vivian.
Yep. Thank you
Especially
for coming
on the
out. This
show.
was awesome.
We gotta have you back on a full episode.
Definitely do.
I'll be here, guys. For you, always.
Cool. Just stop ducking and dodging me. That's all I'm saying.
All right, until next time.
All right, guys.
Bye.
The magic of editing.
The magic. Yep. Yep. Man, there were some close calls.
Man, there were. For you guys, that was probably like an hour. For us,
it's over an hour for sure.
Over an hour. For us,
we did some great editing down.
Yeah. It's literally seconds.
Literally seconds. Here we are at the end of the extravaganza. If you made it this far, we appreciate it. Now you get to hear Nick and I answer our own questions.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure I answered throughout the podcast multiple times.
At least 6 times.
Yes. I'll edit that stuff out, though.
No, we won't.
I will.
You will?
I'm 100% taking at least one of the Black Panther stories I told out.
I will be truly amazed if you take the time to do that.
Yep. I've almost done it 5 times already.
All right, Sean. So what has been your favorite comic book movie going experience?
You know what? I know throughout this episode I gave some good honorable mentions between the Black Panther and the first time I saw the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up
to
about
give,
Black Panther. You kept banging on about being on that island.
I mean, it was a really cool experience.
Yeah. I also said that like 6 times. Yeah. Almost every time you said it, I said that. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm going to leave that in, but edit me saying the story out.
Son of a bitch. You got me. You got me.
So my answer now, kind of like my third place answer to be realistic, but the answer I'm going to give is you and I going to see Killing Joke.
Wow. That's a deep cut. I didn't expect that.
You actually, and you reminded me.
I did remind you recently.
Just recently, so this is super fitting that you and I, that was the same movie that we went to the Dallas store. You came here like, Sean, I'm going to show you how to watch movies. I'll never forget. You're like, if you got some cargo pants or shorts, I need you to wear those.
You better fucking believe
so
it.
I took those fucking from deep in my wardrobe from back in the day, some cargo shorts. We went to the dollar store and bought a bunch of snacks and drinks to sneak into the movie theater, as you always should.
Yeah, 100%.
And we were filled with the deep, deep, deep comic book nerds, such as us in this movie.
Yep.
It wasn't the people that just watched the movies. These
No.
people were people that read comics.
100%. This wasn't your usual like Marvel movie crowd. This was, like you said, people who actually, because it had such a limited theater release. I think it was only in theaters for like a fucking weekend.
Yeah, it was on like that.
Yeah, like
Yep.
the Thursday show, because we went on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
The Thursday showing, it was only one.
Yep.
Like Marvel showings now, there's like 100 of them on Thursday. There was one showing at this theater. It wasn't even playing at every theater. It was like select theaters.
Select theaters. But that theater was filled.
Yeah. And we were sitting in the back with big old bags of chips crunching.
Yep.
Large sodas. It's good times, man.
Yeah. We did that review too, because I remember we read the comic books right over there. We read the comic book, we compared it.
It was a
Great
good time, bro.
experience.
Yeah. It was definitely different from the big like you said, the big blockbuster experience of like seeing the Marvel movies and stuff. It was different. It was definitely
Yeah, I'm going to give one more honorable mention too. Just
You
real
only
quick.
get one.
Well, that one was my answer. There's an honorable mention.
I guess I'll let it slide.
Scene, you're going to be surprised by the movie. Thor 2. Because legit, half of Best Buy, if you pay attention to our podcast, Nick and I both worked at Best Buy. That's how we met. Half of the store went together to see Thor 2.
I feel like
Such
I
a
remember
shit
that and I
movie.
wasn't there.
Yeah, I was trying to remember you were there or not.
I wasn't there.
I don't
I
think
think I
you
remember
were.
it happening. but
Yeah,
wasn't
I think
there.
you were away at school.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We probably could easily line up these years and figure that out.
I think I
but
was away at school. I think that's right. Because I think I remember seeing Thor 2 in a theater at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had like a Best Buy squad that were always constantly hanging out, and that whole squad went to go see Thor 2.
Crazy.
I think we enjoyed it.
No,
Just
you
looking
didn't.
back.
No, you didn't.
I think at the time about Thor 2 is it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just super forgettable.
Yeah, and it's bad in comparison now, for sure. Cool.
All right, Nick, what has been your favorite super comic book movie going experience?
Okay. It's a tough one because I've seen a lot of comic book movies in theaters, but I think I'd have to give it to Infinity War. I think I'd have to give it to Infinity War.
It's a disappointing answer.
Why is it disappointing?
I don't know. Infinity War.
It was, bro, Infinity War. It was such an incredible. You know what I think? What made me love Infinity War? So when I went to see Infinity War, or before I went to see it, right? My partner now, who I'm with, we had just met like a few months before. That movie came out in like April, I think. We met that February. One of the first times we went out was we went to see Black Panther. And she wasn't into like the Marvel movies. She just wanted to see Black Panther. So we went to see it. And I remember at the end of the movie, credits roll and she starts to get up. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, what do you mean? Fuck are you doing? Where are you going? She's like, the movie's over. No, it's not. Sit back down. What's happening? Right? So we watched the end credits. And of course, we're walking out and she's like, well, what was that? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, what are we watching? She didn't know. She had never seen the end credits of a Marvel movie before. She didn't realize that this was a thing. So, of course, the nerd in me kicked right the fuck up. And I was just like, I have to explain everything to you now. So I started explaining it to her. She found interest in it. And I'm like, yeah, the next movie Black Panther is going to be in is an Infinity War. It comes out in like 3 months. She's like, oh, well, I want to see it. I'm like, well, that means you have to see every Marvel movie before that. Like, we got to watch like 19 movies before we go see this. How are you going to see it? So we went on this whole journey and we watched every single Marvel movie from Iron Man 1. We even watched the Incredible Hulk. We watched every single one from Iron Man 1 all the way up to Black Panther. And then we went to go see Infinity War. And it it was not only an amazing experience because of seeing the movie and how great it was, right? We had a good audience. This was the first time it was also amazing seeing her experience this for the first time too, right? This was the first time she had ever really experienced like a Marvel fan crowd with the clapping and the cheering and the like loud laughter and like this like real audience of like true fans. And yeah, she was amazed by it, and she truly enjoyed it. So it was not only experiencing that movie for myself, but experiencing it with her and someone who was new to like this culture of Marvel films and nerdom and all that kind of stuff. So it was a really good experience.
Right.
My honorable mention would be the first Avengers, because I remember going to see that one, like getting in line at 11:50, because this is when they were still doing like true midnight releases. Getting in line at like 11:50, going to see this movie at midnight, coming out of the theater at like 2:00 in the morning, just being so fucking hyped up, because I'm just like, that was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. And I got that same feeling when I saw Infinity War. I came out, I mean, I was bummed because half of them died, right? But it was still just like, holy shit, that was insane.
Right.
So yeah, man.
It's a good answer. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So tell me,
Mm-hmm.
what are you most excited to see come out next?
Most excited for, man. So to be fair, we wanted to have this episode out before like Black Adam came out, before Black Panther came out, but we're a little bit after it. I was very excited to see Black Panther, but we've already seen it, so I'm not going to use that. You know what, man? What am I most excited to see? It's hard to not just say like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm most excited to see Avengers Kang's Dynasty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm most excited to see. I really just want to see Kang in action. I think they got an amazing person cast to play Kang. I'm super excited to see him in the new Ant-Man movie, but I know we're not going to get the full force Kang in that movie. I want to see him full force, skipping through time, wrecking shit, just going crazy, just as this unstoppable time traveling force. Like, I'm really, really excited to see where they go. I'm excited to see who the new Avengers team is going to be. I'm excited to see how Secret Wars, which comes out before that, is going to affect it. So yeah, I'm most excited for it. And part of me feels like that's kind of a cop-out answer because, again, it's another culmination of everything that's being built up to it. But it truly is what I'm most excited to see. What about you, Sean? What are you most excited to see?
Similar, but I'm actually going to go Secret Wars.
Oh, interesting.
I think I haven't seen enough of Kang yet to be like pumped for Kang.
Yeah, I get that.
And I don't know. It's like underwhelming that we're going to first really get him. Like, we kind of got him in Loki, but that was just a variant. So the first time we're going to get him is in an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Makes him feel underwhelming as a character. So I'm not super pumped yet.
I almost
this
feel like
answer
that's the
might
point.
change.
But you know what? That's for a different episode. We're trying to keep this short.
Right. So my answer might change, but right now, Secret Wars, just because. I mean, again, I'm trying not to let everybody's like hype and things that people are saying on the internet really come, but like the idea now is like every Marvel character ever is supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And that will be so fun to me if they actually do that. Because I had a blast with all the Spider-Man movies.
That would be cool.
I mean, the last one, the 3 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So if they do something similar like that, again, we all felt hyped like this was going to happen in Doctor Strange, and it didn't. So I'm not trying to get myself too excited, but it makes sense for it to happen in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that one comes out second. Are you saying that comes out before Kang Dynasty? I thought like Kang Dynasty, then Secret Wars.
Is it? I don't know. I thought it was Secret Wars and then Kang Dynasty. Maybe I could be wrong. I think you might be right, actually. Let's take a... It's not that important.
Yeah.
Either way, that's what I'm most excited for. That's what you're most excited for.
Yep.
We just got to get to 2024 and 5.
Is it even that soon?
God damn, is it that soon?
Maybe it's farther out.
Maybe I do need to look it up. Either way, man, we're excited. You're excited?
I am pumped.
And I mean, I'm excited for a lot of other projects along the way. So
See, I was like, oh, if I could be honest with you, Nick, I'm not
You're
What are you
not-
excited for? What else is coming out
You're
that you're
not
like
excited?
super pumped about?
I'm excited for what's the Nick Fury show? Secret Invasion. I'm excited for.
Excited if that was a movie.
No, I'm more excited that it's a series. I think it'll work better
not.
as
I
a
feel like-
series.
They're gonna be missing critical characters in that movie show.
See, I feel like it would have been the opposite. I feel like if they did it as a movie, they'd be missing more stuff. I think a show makes sense for that story. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the new Daredevil show. I'm excited for Blade. I'm excited for. Hell, I'm even kind of excited for this new Ant-Man movie. I'm not like ecstatic. I'm like my excitement level is not that high, but it's like a 7 out of 10.
Right.
What else comes out? I'm excited for the new fucking Fantastic Four movie.
Eh.
Wow, I can't believe you right now.
I mean, that's so far in the future. Fantastic
Yeah.
Four is like forever away.
I know, but it's still exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm not a. I don't think I have to get excited about TV shows as I do the movies, right? And I feel like we're not getting many solid movies coming out. I feel like Thor ruined a lot for me.
I think you're wrong. I think I think you might have hit your fatigue, but I think you need to be reset, and I think it's gonna happen.
But
We got like 4 months before the next Marvel movie comes out.
just probably the most exciting one on the horizon.
Well,
All right. Well,
good stuff, man.
there it is,
There was.
guys.
There it's gonna be.
Give us a follow. Give us a like. Tell your friends about us. You can
Yes,
follow us
yes.
here on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You can write us a Gmail. It's all Close Calls Pod.
We got all the social
Twitter.
medias. We got Twitter, Close Calls Pod. Yep. Just to keep it short and easy. Let us know what you think about the show. I think people really underestimate like just sending us an email. It's not that difficult. If you're on your phone, like I'm sure your email's already synced to it. If you like, because we get people all the time that are just like, well, what about this? What about that? And I mean, sometimes
I think we gotta say in the beginning of the episode. I feel like everybody cuts out when they realize they were ending.
maybe we do. But email us. Let us know what you think. Like we'll talk about it on the show. You'll get to hear your opinion on the show, and we'll tell you that it's wrong on the show. You know what I mean? How fun is that? You know what I mean? It's always a good time. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and rate. You know, drop a review. Reviews are great. Reviews help a lot. But with all that said and done, most importantly, we appreciate you listening to this one.
Yeah. Thanks for being along on this crazy journey to our 100th, 103rd episode.
So thanks everybody for listening. We truly, truly appreciate it. And watching, because we'll be watching a lot more soon. So that's fun too. But
And just one more time, not to like really hit the point, but really, especially for those who have listened to every single episode, from the bottom of both of our hearts, thank you.
Facts.
Because I've heard there's a couple of you guys out there, and it is unbelievably heartwarming to me that we've had some people stick around for that many episodes.
100%, man. I mean, we started this thing with the idea that nobody would listen to
Yep.
us. And we were perfectly okay with that, you know? Early days, we were excited that we'd see 2 people downloaded an episode.
Yeah.
Ecstatic. What? I remember we got our...
First time we got somebody out of the U.S.
Out of the U.S. We were like, what the fuck is going on? Somebody somewhere else decided to listen to one of our episodes? No, it is truly incredible. We're not the most popular podcast out there. We want to be, but we're not at the moment, and that's okay because we both just truly do this because we love talking about this stuff. We love being nerds, and it's a part of who we are, and we love sharing that with other people who are like us. So again, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it.
Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.